A Sunday evening rubber match between your Evansville Otters and the Empire State Grays here in Evansville, Indiana. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. We're tuned in from Bosse Field. I'm your host for the night, Lucas Daunhauer, alongside my color analyst for the evening, Griffin Epstein. So, Griffin, Game 3 of a 3-game series. The Otters were on a roll, but a really impressive late game comeback. The Grays just stuck with it last night, and we'll see who can take the series here on Sunday.
Yeah, what a ball game last night. Empire State scoring 6 unanswered runs. Felt like the Otters got off to a 4-0 lead. They cruised to victory, but the Grays respond with their first ever victory here at Bosse Field. The big 2-out, 3-run home run by Jordan Scott, certainly the highlight of the game, but credit to the Grays pitchers as well. They struck out 16 Otters batters. Evansville, though, certainly missed some chances. A couple mistakes in the field arguably cost them some outs. Also had runners on with 2 on and nobody out in the 8th. Tried to mount a comeback, couldn't complete it. So the Otters will look to win the rubber match. Empire State has only won 1 series all year.
Yeah, the timely hitting was certainly in favor of the Grays last night, but you mentioned how Otters struck out 16 times last night. The Grays struck out 14 times as well, so 30 strikeouts between the two teams on the evening, and it's been a trend as of late. This homestand, the 5 games so far, Otters averaging 8.6 strikeouts, so looking to get more productive outs at the plate and put baseballs in play when they have runners on. Well, we'll introduce you to our starting lineups here before the national anthem. Batting first and playing center field for Empire State, Quentin Holmes. Batting second and playing second, Jalen Smith. Batting third in left field, Manny Garcia. DHing in the cleanup spot, Josh Sears. Playing third base, batting fifth. He's been hot at the plate this series, Luis Atiles. Batting sixth and playing short, J.R. Disarcina. Batting seventh in right field, Jordan Scott. Batting eighth, playing first, Jalen Turner, and rounding out the lineup and playing catcher, Jordan Saquette. On the mound tonight for Empire State, left-handed pitcher Joe LaFiora. For the Otters, batting first and DHing, Kona Quiggle. Batting second, making his first appearance in center field this evening, Josh Broughton, the new Evansville Otter. Batting third, playing right field, all-star Jeffrey Baez. Batting fourth and catching another all-star, Dakota Phillips. Batting fifth and playing third, Yomar Reyes. Batting sixth, playing first, John Dyer. Batting seventh and playing second, Ethan Skinder. Batting eighth and playing short, George Khalil. Batting ninth and playing left field is Noah Myers. On the mound this evening for the Otters, their ace, Tim Holdgrafer. And Griffin, the Otters have gotten really good last 3 starts out of their starting pitchers. Justin Watland was great, Zach Smith, and then Scott making his debut last night. Tim Holdgrafer looking to continue that trend.
Yeah, Otters starts have been good all season long. Evansville has seen 27 total quality starts. That's over half their games with a quality start this season from their starting rotation, and Holdgrafer certainly has been excellent all season long. And facing a Empire State team coming off one of their best days offensively since the All-Star break, though. We will have to try to keep the ball down. Empire State hit 2 big home runs yesterday. That was really the difference. The Otters did out-hit Empire State 10-8.
That's right. Jalen Turner, a solo homer in the 7th for the Grays, and then Jordan Scott, that clutch go-ahead 3-run home run in the 8th inning. Holdgrafer will be looking to keep the baseball down. It's a Grays team whose bats have come to life here at Bosse Field. Also mentioned Luis Atiles, 4 for 8 on the series. He batted 6th in the first game, moved into the 3-hole yesterday, back in the 5 spot today. So he's moved around a little bit, but a guy who's been productive so far this series at Bosse Field. Well, we'll break here as they head to the lineups and the national anthem at Bosse Field, and we'll be back soon. Evansville Otters baseball, a rubber match with the Empire State Grays. You're tuned in on Flow Sports and the Otters Digital Network.
Now let's meet the starters for your Evansville Otters, led by manager Andy McCauley. The Otters, your batter of the game, designated hitter number 9. 17, John Daunhauer. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 1, Griffin. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 6, George Griffin. Batting ninth, the left fielder, number 9, Noah Myers. Pitching for the Evansville Otters, right-handed pitcher, number 50, Tim Holtgrafer. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America's freedom, those now protected, and pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice with the singing of our national anthem performed today by Rue Martin.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Welcome back to Bosse Field, a wonderful national anthem from Rue Martin. So we'll introduce you to the Otters defensively on the mound today. 6'1" righty Tim Holtgrafer. He's the ace for the Otters. 2.88 ERA, 6-3 record on the season. Went 5 1/3 deep in his last outing here in this homestand against Lake Erie. He didn't record a decision in that game. Allowed 4 earned runs. Otters did end up getting the win, but a guy who's been really, really good throughout the whole season. Not quite up to the Tim Holtgrafer standard, maybe allowing 9 runs in his last 3 starts, but that's a very high standard, and looking to win this rubber match here for the Otters today.
Yeah, Holtgrafer was really dominant for most of that start against Lake Erie. He retired 14 of the first 15 Crusher batters, but things just kind of got away from him in that 6th inning. He had 3 singles and 4 runs. 3 of the 4 runs ended up coming across in that inning off Holtgrafer's tab. It feels like we've still seen his best stuff. It just hasn't put together a complete game over the last 3 outings, so he's certainly looking for that this evening in his 2nd start of the week.
3-pitch mix for Holtgrafer, fastball, cutter, and slider. Around him on the diamond for the Otters, their battery, Dakota Phillips with Tim catching behind the plate. Playing first, John Dyer. At second base, Ethan Skinder. Playing short, George Khalil. And at third, Yomar Reyes. In left field, back at his traditional position, Noah Myers. Making his center field debut is Josh Broughton. We've seen him a few different places in the infield, showing us he could play the outfield today. And then rounding it out, Jeffrey Baez in right field. Starting us off for the Grays will be center fielder Quentin Holmes. Beautiful Sunday evening baseball. First pitch runs up and in. Holmes takes it for a ball, and we're underway. Sunshine across the entire diamond here at Bosse Field. 5 p.m. start as Holtgrafer misses down and away 2-0. It's been a pleasant last few days, Griffin. Haven't had as much humidity as we were having for most of the summer here in Evansville, and some really great days for baseball. 2-0 coming to Holmes. This one right down Broadway, 2-1.
A terrific weekend of weather. Had really big crowds the last 2 nights here at Bosse Field. A little bit more smaller tonight. We got some dogs added in.
We do.
On the dog days this summer, so I think that evens out.
3-1 hit. Nice diving play by George Khalil. Gets up, makes a throw. It won't be in time. Did an excellent job just to keep that in the infield. Quentin Holmes legs out. Infield base hit. Really hard hit ball just to the right of George Khalil.
That's a great effort by Khalil to make a play and give the Otters a chance for the out, but with the speedy Holmes and how long it took for Khalil to get back up, goes down as a hard-hit infield single for Holmes.
Second infield hit this series for Quentin Holmes. That'll bring up second baseman Jalen Smith. Holgrafer kicks, fires, catches the outside corner, 0-1. Well, Quentin Holmes got the first hit yesterday for the Grays. Went down in order 1 through 9, and then he had that bunt base hit to start off the 4th inning. Holgrafer comes set, checks on Holmes at first, kicks and delivers. Breaking ball driven into left field. A soft liner, but that'll fall. Base hit for Jalen Smith, and Grays with 2 on here, nobody out.
Smooth hands just poking the ball out on the outside of the zone into left field, and what a start for Empire State, building on some momentum of yesterday as they look to win their first series since Memorial Day weekend. That was at Trois-Rivières.
Nice simple swing there from Smith. Stayed back and just let his hands do the work on a breaking ball from Holgrafer. 2 on, nobody out. 0-0 here between the Otters and the Grays. Manny Garcia up to the plate. Holgrafer comes home, catches the outside corner, 0-1.
He started so dominant against Lake Erie in his start on Tuesday, retired the first 8 batters. Typically a guy who starts games really, really well. So it's a different spot here for the Otters ace.
Certainly grooves through most of his first times through a lineup. Breaking ball misses outside, 1-1. Manny Garcia, guy who is batting .362 in his time with the Grays. He came over after playing in the Frontier League to start off the season with Ottawa. He's 1 for 7 so far on the series. Holgrafer takes the sign from Phillips and sets at his chest. Checks on his runners. 2 on, nobody out. Comes home. Breaking ball misses upstairs, 2-1. Otters infield. Playing a pretty short depth play at any base here in the infield. You mentioned Holgrafer doesn't usually put runners on, especially not in the first inning. Kicks and fires. Breaking ball swung on and missed by Garcia. 2-2.
The cutter is so key for Holgrafer to both have command of it and also to be fooling batters. The fastball not especially hot, but mixing in the cutter and the slider, and especially those first times through the lineup, can be borderline unhittable. He's been that way much of the years. Garcia at the last moment calling time.
Yeah, Holgrafer looking to establish all 3 pitches here early on. Gray's offense with some newfound confidence, and they've started off this game carrying that over from last night. 6-4 win over the Otters. Holgrafer comes set. 2-2 coming to Garcia. He comes home. Swung on and missed. Just what Tim Holgrafer needed. Strikes out Manny Garcia. There's 1 away.
Here's the cutter, a quick bite away, and as Garcia diving into the opposite batter's box. That is Holgrafer at his best.
Another good hitter for the Grays coming up. Josh Sears, guy who had an excellent career for Freed Hardeman at the NAIA level and played his 5th year at the Division I level with UAB. He's reached base twice this series on a pair of walks. 2 on, Roth runners go. Phillips will throw down to third. Excellent throw on a good jump from Holmes, and it is in time. Dakota Phillips throws out Quentin Holmes at third base. Just like that, there's 2 away. Tim Holgrafer, little nod to his catcher saying, that's just what we needed, and Jalen Smith will advance to second. 1-0 to Josh Sears here, 2 away.
That's a huge out for Holgrafer. Not a good jump by Holmes and a perfect throw by Phillips.
Great play by the Otters veteran catcher. Holgrafer comes home, swung on and missed by Sears. Count evens up 1-1. Two away here in the top of the first. Sun hidden behind some clouds now here at Bosse Field. Really pleasant evening. Dog days of summer Sunday here at Bosse Field. Holgrafer checks on. Smith at second. Fires home. Great pitch. Catches the inside corner 1-2.
Holgrafer is so steady most of the times. Runners on. Just a guy that all his veteran experience of baseball. Second year with the Otters, of course, pitched, or third year with the Otters, pitched all those games last year in the minor leagues. Very comfortable in a lot of situations.
Guy with an excellent baseball pedigree. 1-2. Misses outside to Sears. 2-2. Holgrafer started off the year in dominant fashion with the Otters last season before making his way into affiliated ball in both the Royals and the Tigers organization. Made his way all the way up to Triple-A with the Toledo Mud Hens, and then back with the Otters this season. 2-2, 2 outs. Josh Sears up to bat. Holgrafer kicks, fires. This ball driven into foul territory. Omar Reyes gives chase. Ball works its way into the stands, and we'll redo it. Reyes, a guy who's gotten very used to the ballpark here at Bosse Field, knows he has a ton of room in foul territory to make plays, and always has an aggressive jump on any ball in the air over in foul territory. He knows you can't discount any ball as being over this Bosse Field roof. Holgrafer takes a sign from Phillips and comes set. 2-2, 2 outs to Josh Sears. Kicks, delivers. Excellent cutter on the outside corner. Catches Josh Sears looking. And that's the inning. Well, Empire State, 2 base hits to start off the inning. Great play made by Dakota Phillips to throw out a runner stealing, and Tim Holgrafer erases those 2 base hits with a pair of strikeouts. We'll move to the bottom of the first. We'll see the Otters bats for the first time on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Thanks, Steven. Our pitcher catcher battery for the Empire State Rays. We have Joe Cora up on the mound, and Jordan Cycle behind the plate. The pitcher catcher battery is powered by the Answer Auto Repair. Please find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, 2319 North Greenville Road, 812-475-9000. Tell them, same from the Otters, sent you. Say hello to our game sponsor, Meyer, here at the ballpark. Also saying hello in the left field to Superior Ag, a group of over 100 in left field in sections 1, 2, 3, and 4. Saying again, happy birthday to Christina. She's celebrating her birthday with guests in section 16, Brown, Smith, and Settle in section 17.
Back at 5.
Saying hello to you, Oak Hill Group Home in section 19. And the Tri-State Athletic Club in right field. And
back at Bosse Field. No score moving into the bottom of the first. Left-hander Joseph LaFiora on the mound for Empire State, making his 3rd start of the season. And 0-2 record, but LaFiora has been very effective in his 2 starts, has faced both Quebec and Windy City. Went 5 deep, allowing 4 earned runs in his first outing, but on July 18th in his most recent appearance on the mound, 6 2/3 innings pitched, just 1 earned run allowed, and hasn't gotten a lot of run support, but guy who's shown excellent signs for the Grays.
And the Otters struggle against lefties this season. LaFioria just finishing his collegiate career at Newberry College, D2 school in South Carolina, now kicking off his professional baseball career.
First pitch misses way inside. Quiggle gets out of the way. 1-0. Kona Quiggle, DH for the Otters this evening, leads off the lineup. Newberry, excellent D2 program in South Carolina. And here's Fiora looking to make some noise in the Frontier League. Second pitch catches inside corner 1-1.
Yeah, with 1-0 loss, start the week for the Grays on Tuesday at Empire State. LaFioria, though, with a quality start.
Kicks, fires, misses outside, 2-1. 3 true lefties in the lineup this evening for the Otters. Quiggle, Phillips, and then Myers in the 9-hole, as we'll often see him when there's a lefty on the mound. 2-1, misses low, 3-1.
About a 3/4 arm slot for LaFioria, not coming all the way over the top. A lot of horizontal movement on his pitches, which is especially hard for these lefties batters.
3-1, fouled off by Quiggle. Count moves full.
The ball is almost released behind the back of Quiggle.
Guy who conceals the baseball quite a bit in his delivery on the mound, and seen that from a number of guys in the Frontier League, and it's been effective from left-handers against the Otters. Fiora shakes off a couple signs. Payoff pitch coming. Quiggle swung on and missed. Ball in the dirt. Gets past Saquette, and Kona Quiggle will reach on a drop third strike that he legs out. No throw made by Saquette. A breaking ball that was down and away in the dirt. And Jordan Saquette, making his second straight start behind the plate, dropped and just couldn't keep his chest behind it. Ball reaches halfway up the netting at Bosse Field, and Otters get a leadoff runner on.
Maybe it's because Quiggle's playing in front of his parents, but what luck. Back-to-back games now. Quiggle advancing to first on a drop strike 3.
Working out of the stretch now, LaFiora pumps a strike to Josh Broughton. 0-1. Kona Quiggle, everything has gone his way as of late. 4 home runs since the All-Star break, with 9 hits so far in this homestand. Fiora kicks, fires, ball fouled off down the right field line. 0-2 to Josh Broughton. Broughton, recent acquisition for the Otters, came in from Tri-City, where he batted .426 in 16 games. His 2 hits so far with the Otters have been mammoth shot home runs, and making his first start in center field today for Evansville. 0-2 to Broughton. Battles hard, fouls it off. We'll do it again.
How about starting in 3 different positions to start his Otters time? John Dyer did 4 different positions in his first 4 starts of the year, so maybe Broughton will have a new position on Tuesday. But second base, third base, and now center field for Broughton. His first 3 starts since being traded from Tri-City.
He's quite the athlete. 0-2 once again to Broughton. This ball driven in between first and second base. Ball gets through to the outfield. Quiggle will hustle around second, makes it to third. Nice base hit there by Broughton. Runners on the corners, nobody out here for the Otters. Well, Josh Broughton's 2 hits for the Otters were absolutely cranked home runs, and a little bit more of a simple piece of hitting there. Ball that was way off the plate outside, and just a simple swing to drive that into the 4-3 hole.
His first hit that didn't leave the yard. Third hit, but the first, as you said, home runs. The Otters have a great chance to take an early lead here against the Grays. Otters have scored first in the first 5 games so far of this homestand.
So runners on first and third. Jeffrey Baez up. First pitch swung on and missed by Baez. 0-1. It's a really good sign to see Josh Broughton, guy who's an excellent athlete, able to get on in a number of ways and pitched for most of his baseball career up into rookie ball with the Royals organization. 0-1 to Baez, swung on and missed. 0-2. Transitioned into more of a full-time position player in the Pioneer League, and then made his way to Tri-City. Here now with the Otters after that trade that sent John Vargas to the Valley Cats. 0-2 to Baez, 2 on, nobody out. Fake steal by Broughton. Ball misses low and away, 1-2. No score here in a Sunday evening rubber match between the Grays and the Otters. Kona Quiggle on third, Josh Broughton on first. LaFiora comes set just below the belt, takes a deep breath. 1-2, swung on, driven into center field. This should drive in the run. Ball caught by Holmes in center. He bobbles it on the transition, and Kona Quiggle will make his way across home plate easily. A nice sac fly there by Jeffrey Baez. Otters are on the board 1-0.
Evansville stranded 9 runners yesterday. Not great situational hitting, especially over the last 4 innings. And they did not score, but again, striking first for all 6 games in this homestand, scoring the first run of the game. And a much-needed run to kick off after yesterday's blown lead.
Very productive out by Baez. That'll bring up Dakota Phillips. First pitch misses inside to the Otters' 4th-year catcher, 1-0.
Evansville has struggled against lefties this year, well documented on these broadcasts. Otters are just 7-11 against lefty starters this year, but La Fioria does not throw hard at all. Not seeing anything get over 86 so far.
Checks on Broughton over at first. That's right, fastball lives around 85 miles an hour out of the hand of La Fiora.
Otters have batted pretty well against pitchers that don't have much of a fastball.
Broughton going, excellent play made at first base by Turner. Jalen Turner dives and catches a ball that would have been extra bases and likely another run for the Otters, but a backhanded diving play steps up and steps on the bag to get Phillips, and there's 2 away. Broughton advances to second. Hard hit ball. 91 miles an hour off the bat of Dakota Phillips there. Great reflexes by Jalen Turner. Runner on second, 2 away for Yomar Reyes. Ball popped up in the infield. Turner fighting the sun, makes the easy grab at first, and that'll do it. Well, Joseph La Fiora puts 2 leadoff runners behind him and puts down the Otters with just 1 run across. Otters get on the board first, though. 1-0 Evansville here on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
And Jonathan are all getting their said sacks. And all they got to do is be the first to touch the auto bell to win a prize from Shepherd Insurance. They are in the bags, and here we go. 3, 2, 1, go! That's Jonathan. Well, he tripped, but I think he still qualifies as your winner. Jonathan, the winner of the Shepherd Insurance Sack Race, and Shepherd Insurance is the one-stop shop for all your commercial, personal, benefits, and financial insurance, creating relationships, finding solutions, protecting you. Shepherd Insurance. It's time to see it's to upgrade to the Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seats in the House. Our lucky winner will get to spend the rest of the game with the best seats in the house, so I say congratulations to Dave Garrett. Dave Garrett, come on down and sit in the best seats in the house and enjoy the view for the rest of the game with your feet kicked up. Dave Garrett is our winner of the Ashley Furniture Home Store Best Seats in the House.
Top of the second here at Bosse Field. Otters lead 1-0. Tim Holgrafer out for his second inning of work. It was a great start for the Grays. 2 base hits to start off the game, but a clutch play made by Dakota Phillips behind the plate to throw out Jalen Smith stealing, and then a pair of strikeouts to get out of the inning by Tim.
A really good recovery from Holdgrafer after the slow start. He's been so steady all year. It's since that rough opening day start, he's not allowed more than 4 runs in any outing all season. You know when Holdgrafer's on the mound, the Otters have a shot to win the game.
Hasn't walked a batter in his last 3 appearances either. So excellent command on the mound from Tim. First pitch to Luis Atiles, taken inside 0-1. Talked about Atiles in the pregame show. 4 for 8 here in this series against Evansville. 0-1 coming. Holdgrafer kicks, fires. Ball fouled off behind home plate off the netting. Nice grab made by Otters pitching coach Max Peterson in the dugout. 0-2 to the Grays' third baseman. Holdgrafer comes home. Misses just outside, 1-2.
Mentioned the command. Now 19 straight innings that Tim Holdgrafer has not walked a batter. It's been a month since he last walked a runner, June 21st. That is remarkable.
1-2 to Atiles, chopped right side of the infield. John Dyer makes the play, tosses it to Holdgrafer at first, 1 away.
Well, after the struggles multiple times with communication with Otters first baseman yesterday and pitchers, that is a good sign to see for the Otters. Good communication there between Dyer and Holdgrafer on the same page.
Yeah, the pitchers covering first base has not looked as routine as it should for the Otters as of late. Really comfortable play there by Dyer and Holdgrafer. I'm going to bring up J.R. Disarcina with 1 away. First pitch, hit into high foul territory. Dyer working his way over, makes a tough grab deep into this Bosse Field foul territory, and there's 2 down.
A really nice play by Dyer, tracking the ball, the sun, and then into the shadow. Ended up making a basket catch right along the wall. There's no other play in the Frontier League where that ball would be anywhere near in play. And as the Otters continue to search for who's their first baseman, Dakota Phillips is catching like today. Dyer makes a really nice play there.
Caught it just inside where the roof cuts off. First pitch to Jordan Scott, misses outside, 1-0. 2 away here in the top of the second. Otters lead 1-0. Tim Holdgrafer. Great start to his evening here. Kicks, comes home, ball chopped left side of the infield, backhanded by Khalil, makes a tough throw, great scoop by Dyer, bang bang play, and that'll retire the side. What a play by both the Australian shortstop for Evansville, and a really nice stretch scoop by Dyer over at first. Grays go down in order in the second. We move to the bottom of the inning. Otters lead 1-0 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Everyone 18 or older holding that ball will win a $30 Hoosier Lottery prize pack. If you are ready, Maestro, music please. All right, grab those balls and congratulations from the Hoosier Lottery and the Evansville Otters. Otters time will tell you how to claim your prize. Remember, you must be 18 in order to play and win, and please play responsibly.
Frontier League Baseball on Flow Sports is brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. Bottom of the second here at Bosse Field. Otters lead 1-0. Lefty Joseph LaFiora will face Otters first baseman John Dyer to start us off.
Dyer with 2 really nice plays at first base. On the top of the second inning, the basket catch in foul territory, and then the scoop off the dirt. An impressive throw by Khalil to end the inning.
First pitch catches the inside corner, 0-1.
Dyer's been asked to play everywhere on the diamond for the Otters, first base, third base, right field, left field.
0-1 swung on and missed by Dyer, 0-2.
He's been asked to come off the bench. He's been asked to start. Kind of feels like the Otters have plugged him in just about any role needed over the last month of the season since he's joined Evansville after graduating from Tennessee Tech.
0-2 misses just inside, 1-2. Dyer has been one of the ultimate utility guys that we've seen on the Otters roster throughout this 2023 season. 1-2 coming, misses low and away, 2-2.
That's a challenge when everything is so rhythmic often as a baseball player and athlete in general. And For Dyer, it's been kind of all over the place trying to settle in his first summer of pro ball.
2-2 swung on and missed. Nice breaking ball from La Fiora, one away.
He's got some really good movement on both the slider and the curveball. It doesn't throw hard as we talked about, but enough different pitches and enough movement that you can see why La Fiora has had some success through his first 2 starts in the Frontier League.
9 inches of horizontal movement across the plate there, and fooled John Dyer to get the first out here in the bottom of the second. We'll bring up Ethan Skinder. He takes a first pitch down the middle for a strike, 0-1. Skinder, 2 hits here in this 5-game homestand so far. This is the 6th game in a row at Bosse Field for Evansville. 0-1 to Skinder, looping breaking ball, misses just outside, 1-1. Batting .242 on the season, playing second base where he primarily takes the field for Evansville here today. 1-1 to Skinder, taken for a strike, 1-2. Skinder will take time, reset his batting gloves here. One of the many guys in this Otters lineup that values every at-bat, and Otters trying to limit the strikeouts that we've mentioned have been a common occurrence as of late. Skinder looking to battle here with 2 strikes. Pitch coming. Misses outside, 2-2. "16 strikeouts last night for Evansville. They've averaged almost 9 per game this homestand. 2-2 to Skinder. Swung on, chopped to third base. Picked up by Attila as he makes the throw across the diamond, and there's 2 away. We'll bring up the Australian George Khalil here with 2 down, nobody out. Bottom of the second, Otters lead 1-0 in a rubber match against Empire State. Khalil looking for his first hit this series. La Fiora kicks, fires. First pitch strike, 0-1.
Seen some good starts this weekend by Empire State. All 3 pitchers have done some good stuff. Ryan Sandberg, all of his strikeouts yesterday, 8 strikeouts to the Otters.
0-1 to Khalil. Misses low, 1-1.
As we've talked about, all 96 games on the road, it's unimaginable everything the Grays go through, but they've taken a big step up from last year. A win today, and they would double their win total from last season already.
1-1. Misses outside for Khalil, 1-2. Sandberg recently coming back off injury, and then you've got La Fiora making just his 3rd start, a team that desperately needs quality pitching and some good signs, like Griffin said, here in Evansville. 2-1, swung on and missed, 2-2. Life's not easy as an Empire State Gray. All 96 games on the road. Tough travel conditions in the Frontier League. Hard to get settled in. 2-2 coming to Khalil. Ball fought off and fouled back behind home plate. Count remains the same.
They've got a 20-hour bus ride or so after this game concludes. Khalil calling time up to Trois-Rivières and play on Tuesday. Had more success at Trois-Rivières than anyone else in the league, but it's a 20-hour bus ride, and can't imagine.
Khalil.
Sorry, Lucas. Can't imagine as that misses outside doing that 4 or 5 times in a season, considering the Otters had that just once this year.
So count moves full. Payoff pitch coming. Swung on and missed. Dropped by Saquette, but he picks it up and tags Khalil. Otters go down in order. A good inning from Joseph La Fiora on the mound. We'll move to the 3rd. Evansville leads Empire State 1-0 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Welcome back to Bosse Field, bottom of the third between the Otters and the Grays. Evansville leads 1-0 here in a Sunday evening rubber match. Sun peeking back out, covering the entirety of Bosse Field apart from the batter's box and our catcher, Dakota Phillips. Really pleasant day weather-wise here in Evansville. Third inning of work for righty Tim Holgrafer, Otters ace. He'll face Jalen Turner here to start off the inning. Turner had that clutch solo home run to start the evening of scoring for Empire State last night. First pitch to Turner, swung on and missed, 0-1.
That was 417 feet. It's funny, I just did the Corona Extra patio deck read, and then Turner launched one over the Corona Extra patio deck in right field.
Some free advertising. 0-1 to Turner. Crushed into right center field. Ball gets down. It'll be a base hit. Cut off nicely by Josh Broughton, making his first start in center. Turner took a hard turn at first, but stays put. And the Grays with a runner on here to start the top of the third.
Making his pro debut just since the All-Star break and hitting well now at his first career. That was his first pro home run yesterday, and now his second into the series.
Finding his bat here at Bosse Field. Nobody out, one on. Grays catcher Jordan Saquette up to the plate. First pitch to Saquette. Ball smacked foul down the first base line, 0-1. Broken bat, so Saquette will head back to the dugout to obtain a new piece of lumber. Broken bats here at Bosse Field, brought to you by Knee House Lumber. No pine tar applied, so Saquette had a bat rearing and ready to go in the dugout. Holgrafer takes the sign from Phillips, 0-1 to the Grays catcher. Holgrafer kicks, comes home, swung on and missed, 0-2. Much shorter delay than we've had when guys typically break their bats here at Bosse Field, Griffin. Holgrafer takes a look at Jalen Turner over at first. Comes set at the chest. Kicks, delivers. Ball fouled off down the third base line this time. Saquette battles to stay alive.
Be smart to have some bats just ready to go. Pre-pine tar grip 'em, but Saquette has some pretty nice batting gloves as well, so might be a preference as well that doesn't need any grip.
0-2 coming to Jordan Saquette. Battles off a breaking ball. Dyer makes his way over into foul territory to make the catch, and there's one away.
A good bounce back for Holgrafer after the back-to-back hits to start. That's the first time through the order, just the one walk. And talk about the pinpoint accuracy. I don't think he's even gotten to 3 balls yet in at bat. He just has incredible composure and accuracy on the mound over the last month. It's been 4 games since he last walked a batter.
Guy with a lot of high-level baseball experience. We'll bring up top of the order Quentin Holmes. He hits a comebacker, makes its way past Holgrafer. Skinner steps on second, makes a tough throw across his body to Dyer at first, and turns the double play to get the Otters out of the inning. Tim Holgrafer puts another inning starting base hit behind him and puts the Grays down in order. We'll move to the bottom of the third. We'll look at the standings on the other side here at Bosse Field on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Otters are back Tuesday, August 1st. First day in August to open up a homestand against the Florence Yaws. It's a Fifth Third family night. Tickets still available at EvansvilleOtters.com. or by calling 812-435-8686. All right, if you check out the Heritage Video Board and Otter Vision, we're doing the Simba/Dog Cam, trying to find some of those four-legged friends who are joining us at Bosse Field. Shouting out Meyer, the sponsor of tonight's series finale. Also saying hello to Lexus Lawson. It's her very first Otters game. Let's give a big welcome and Bosse Field applause to Lexus Lawson, watching Evansville Otters baseball. This beautiful
Welcome back
Sunday
to
in God's country.
Bosse Field. Otters lead the Grays 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Take a look at the Seal Corp Frontier League standings. Gateway still atop the West Division, but the Grizzlies dropped 6 consecutive games on the road and really opening the door for both Schaumburg and Evansville.
Yeah, what a disastrous road trip for Gateway.
First pitch catches the inside corner, 0-1 to Noah Myers.
As bad as it's been, though, they're still in first place with Gateway losing, getting walked off by Sussex County today. Schaumburg won their afternoon game with Trois Rivières.
Second pitch misses outside, 1-1.
Gateway is still a game up on Schaumburg for first place. If the Otters win today, they would move to a game and a half back of Gateway.
Big chance here for Evansville. 1-1, swung on, chopped off his foot by Myers, 1-2. Great showdown in the East Division as well this weekend. It's been between two top dogs, Quebec and New Jersey.
Yeah, they're playing right now in the series finale. The Capitales walked off the Jackals yesterday.
And that pitch hits Noah Myers, so he'll get a free pass to put a runner on here to start off the bottom of the third.
Yeah, really 4 teams right now in the East. New York and Tri-City all right there, separated by just a game and a half, those 4 teams. Sussex County bouncing back from getting swept to start the week by sweeping Gateway, is just 4 games back. And Ottawa's been playing well too. They swept Florence, and they're only 6.5 games back entering today. So I mean, we've talked about it, a lot of teams in contention in the East, and in the West, it's Gateway, Schaumburg, Evansville, and everyone else way, way back with losing records.
First pitch swung on and missed by Quiggle, 0-1. Lots of teams in the East Division have come to life as of late, and it's led to some entertaining baseball in the Frontier League. Griffin talked yesterday a lot about how many players Tri-City has added, really trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together here in the second half. La Fiora checks on Myers at first, but that is going to be ruled a balk by first base umpire Ty Umthank. La Fiora looking for an explanation, doesn't agree with the call. Umthank says that he started his momentum towards home with that right foot and then went ahead and made the pickoff throw. So the Otters will get a runner in scoring position here with nobody out.
I didn't see it either, to be honest, Lucas, but it's a nice break for the Otters looking to add some more runs in the third.
0-1 to Kona Quiggle. Misses inside, 1-1.
It's a tough one for a pitcher, too. Found a rhythm. See how LaFiore responds as a first-year rookie pitcher in just his 3rd professional start.
And not a common occurrence of something you'll see called and have to deal with. Checks on Myers at second, 1-1. Swung on into shallow center field. 3 Grays giving chase. This ball drops between all 3 of them. And Kona Quiggle makes his way to second as center fielder Holmes threw the ball to third base. There was a diving effort on that play by Garcia, but it'll drop for a base hit by Kona Quiggle, and with him taking second base, that'll put 2 in scoring position with nobody out here for the Otters. Garcia shaken up after making a really long extension dive to attempt to catch that baseball that really just fell into no man's land, and it's going to bring out the Grays trainer, Caitlin Keeley, check to see if Garcia's okay.
A full extension effort fell between all three Grays. Perfect blue pit for Quiggle, but you're right about the good base running. It's pretty easy for a player just to take first, but Quiggle, aware that the Tri-City, or Empire State, I should say, just not really paying attention to Quiggle and throwing to third, even though Myers was well safe. Quiggle advancing an extra 90 feet. Those are the plays that can win you games. And luckily, it looks like Manny Garcia is all right.
Yeah, Quiggle rounded first base very hard, and then good heads-up base running. So that'll bring up Josh Broughton. Garcia bouncing around on his toes, looks to be okay, just shaken up after what was likely very hard impact with the ground. He dove and tried to catch that from about 7 feet away, unable to make the extremely tough play. 2 on, nobody out here to Broughton. First pitch, swung on, hit into deep center field. Camped under it is Quinton Holmes. He makes the catch, throws to third. Both Otters will advance, and that's going to bring home Noah Myers, the second sac fly we've seen today by Evansville, and the Otters lead 2-0.
It's not the fanciest way to score, but Evansville chipping away and putting some early runs on the board after leaving a lot of chances yesterday without runs. That part cost them the game as they blew a 4-run lead.
It's been one of the keys we've talked about for the Otters in this homestand is having productive outs, and 2 sac flies, certainly something that'll please Andy McCauley. 1 away, runner on third for Jeffrey Baez. He swings, pops one into foul territory down the right field line. Ball falls into fair territory just over the head of Turner, and that's going to bring home another run, a ball that looked like it was surely deep into foul territory just based on the path that Jalen Turner took to that baseball. But as we've talked about, tough to read some of the fly balls at Bosse Field. It falls over his head and just about an inch inside the line. Second bloop fly ball base hit we've seen for Evansville this inning.
Not one, but 2 balls falling in between 3 black jerseys. That's tough luck for the Grays, and just like that, 2 put up by the Otters in the inning, and there's still only 1 out.
So Otters lead 3-0. They'll bring up Dakota Phillips. Taking off is Baez on the pitch. He steals second base. That deceptive speed we always talk about by the Otters right fielder. First pitch was a strike to Phillips. So 0-1, but Baez advances to second.
A stolen base of the season for Baez and second of this series. He got a terrific jump there. Saquette throw from the Grays catcher, never stood a chance.
It's been a tough inning defensively for the Grays, and Baez takes advantage of that lack of concentration. First pitch for a ball. Second pitch of the at-bat, so 1-1 count to Dakota Phillips. La Fiora kicks and fires. Ball misses, gets under Saquette behind home plate. Another free pass, and Jeffrey Baez advances to third with ease.
Yeah, potpourri of fielding mistakes now by the Grays. The Otters taking advantage. That went right through the legs of Saquette. That's when you got to get all the way down on and play off your chest.
Defense so important in the game of baseball, and everything going wrong this inning for Empire State. 2-1, chopped back to La Fiora on the mound, looks down the runner and throws out Phillips at first. Ball dropped at first, but Ty Umthink says it was on the transfer by Jalen Turner, and there's 2 away.
Yeah, that was the right call over at first. Good play by La Fiora to just look back Baez and keep him at third, and chance for Empire State to escape the inning with only 2 across.
So 2 away. Otters lead 3-0 here in the bottom of the third. It'll bring up Yomar Reyes. Otters third baseman batting .330 now. First pitch. Catches the inside corner, 0-1. 8 hits in this homestand so far by Reyes.
Now, what a day he had yesterday. Was not retired, reached all 4 times to the plate, including 2 doubles.
0-1, chopped to third base. Atiles picks it up, makes an excellent throw, but it's in the dirt. And Jalen Turner unable to make the scoop. The defensive mistakes continue to pile up here in the third inning. Jeffrey Baez will score, and that'll make this a 4-0 ball game.
I think it will go down as a base hit for Reyes. It will, but Turner wishes he could have had another chance to scoop it. Not an easy play. Reyes, good hustle down the line, making that a close call, even if Turner was able to scoop it off the dirt. The Otters benefiting from a few fielding miscues, though none of them go down as errors, and 3 hits, and just like that, a 3-run third.
First pitch to John Dyer, misses low and in, 1-0. Well, you wonder if Atiles could have set his feet and made a better throw there. Reyes not a guy with a ton of speed. Ball that reached the Grays third baseman pretty quickly, but he opted to make the throw on the run across his body, and Turner unable to come up with it. This one smashed down the third base line. It works its way into the corner. This is going to be extra bases. Yomar Reyes held up at third base by Andy McCulley. That's going to be a 2-out double by John Dyer. The Otters continuing to hit the baseball hard.
Dyer with some good gap-to-gap power. His 4th double already of the season. That'll rocket down the left field line.
You give the Otters a lot of chances with a few defensive mishaps this inning, and La Fiora, who was working excellent through first 2 innings despite giving up a run in the first, starting to have a tough evening here at Bosse Field. It'll bring up Ethan Skinder. First pitch to Skinder, misses outside, 1-0. This is going to be called another balk.
Wow.
Ty Umthank makes the call from first base once again. Second balk we've seen this inning. That first one came with Noah Myers on first after a leadoff hit by pitch. Both runners advance. So Yomar Reyes scores. John Dyer will move to third. 5-0 Otters with 2 away here in the bottom of the third. 1 misses. Down and in to Skinder. 1-0.
Well, the Otters couldn't hold on to a 4-run lead last night. They've got a 5-run lead here tonight after 4 runs somehow coming across to the third inning. This has been a weird half inning.
1-0 to Skinder, hit deep and high into left field. Garcia camped under it, and he makes the grab. What an inning by Evansville, capitalizing on some tough mishaps by the Grays. Put 4 runs across, and the Otters lead 5-0. We move to the top of the 4th on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports. Welcome back to Bosse Field. Otters lead 5-0 here as we head to the top of the 4th. Tim Holgrafer out for his 4th inning of work. Tim, ace for the Otters, 2.88 ERA, 6-3 record, but hasn't recorded a win in the win column since June 21st. No decisions in 2 of his last 3 starts.
They had that weird over 2-week break with the start on the road at Lake Erie and then the All-Star break, not going on the first road trip because of the All-Star break, and then the start this Tuesday, but kind of a chance now to get back in a groove for the second half of the season. Had a really good start to his last outing, just couldn't finish it That has to be the goal today for Holdgrafer through 3 shutout.
Well, he is moving and grooving today. First pitch taken down the middle for a strike by Jalen Smith. Counts 0-1.
Has to help now. You have a high dose of run support with 5 runs put on the board by the Otters.
0-1 to Smith. Breaking ball, catches the outside corner. 0-2, a really comfortable situation to pitch in here as a seemingly deflated Grays team after that last half inning in the field trails 5-0. 0-2, swung on and missed. Holdgrafer strikes out Smith, and there's 1 away.
I don't see Holdgrafer go to the fastball a lot for a strikeout, but 90 miles per hour is right on the hands. Tough pitch to hit.
Yeah, really good location, down and in, just inside the plate. And like you said, Griffin, in on the hands of Smith. Couldn't resist. Down 0-2 there, got to try to battle it off. Great pitch made by Tim. We'll bring up Manny Garcia, Gray's left fielder. First pitch, fouled back off the netting, 1-0. One away in the top of the 4th. Otters lead 5-0 here at Bosse Field. Sun covering most of the field. 0-1, swung on and missed. Nice breaking ball. Fell off the table. 0-2. See Tim now established all 3 pitches, and they are working just as he would like. Garcia, well aware of that. He takes his timeout and settles back in. 0-2 coming. Swung on and missed in the dirt. This ball gets away from Phillips. He'll work into foul territory, makes the throw to first.
Wow.
Dyer wasn't completely set on the bag at first, but an excellent throw by Phillips gets Garcia, and the strikeout will be recorded for an out. Holdgrafer strikes out the first 2 of the inning, 2 away.
I thought once that ball caught by Phillips, he'd have no chance. It rolled halfway in front of the Grays dugout, but what a play by Phillips to get over there, and then a rocket of a throw to somehow beat Garcia.
We'll bring up Josh Sears. First pitch taken for a strike, 0-1. Dyer, like I said, made a late break to first base. I think he thought it was going to be a very tough play by Phillips, but he didn't anticipate the throw being made, able to set his feet awkwardly to make the catch. 0-1 to Sears. Check swing back to the pitcher, Holdgrafer. Picks it up, tosses it underhand to first, and retires the side. Tim Holdgrafer strikes 2 out and puts the Grays down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Otters lead 5-0 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Time to show us your best smiles for Paramount Dental Smile Cam. Over 300,000 members trust Paramount Dental, based right here in the Hoosier state of Indiana. Paramount Dental has been ensuring smiles for more than 37 years. Keep smiling with Paramount Dental. As we smile for our Odeon cameras, be sure to check out Frontier League and the Evansville Otters on Flow Sports, the official streaming partner of the Frontier League. Never miss a game and follow along all the way to the championship. Visit EvansvilleOtters.com for links to watch and subscribe for all Frontier League and Flow Sports content.
Seconds. 5.
Joseph LaFiora back out on the mound for the Grays in the 4th. Otters lead 5-0. It was a tough third inning for La Fiora. Had 2 balks and then pass ball and 2 blue base hits falling in behind him for a 4-run third inning by the Otters. First pitch misses upstairs to George Khalil, 1-0.
Otters able to put together, though, the big inning they could not yesterday. And haven't done it with the long ball, which has been the story as Khalil swings and misses 1-1. Really been the story for the Otters of much of the first 9 games since the All-Star break. But if you live and die by the long ball, that's bound to lead to some offensive slumps.
1-1 in the dirt to Khalil, 2-1. Yeah, 10 home runs in this 5-game homestand by the Otters, but not the most sustainable form of offense. Nice to see the Otters scoring in a number of ways today, including 2 sac flies. 2-1 to George Khalil. Misses high once again, 3-1.
It's an interesting topic because I think you look at 2 teams that have been in first place for much of the year in both Frontier League divisions. New Jersey and Gateway are really built courtesy of the home run.
3-1, misses outside. Khalil works a walk.
And Gateway home run numbers are actually down compared to last year. The Grizzlies led the league in home runs last year, and this year behind a bunch of East teams, including in New Jersey. Gateway 59 home runs, so that's still one of the higher totals, but it's actually only 3 more this year than Washington. And I know when I was talking to Jason, their broadcaster, he said that was a big change for us this year compared to last year, as Myers stands in and takes a strike. As last year they hit a ton of home runs, but when they went cold, nothing would happen offensively. And this year they lead the league in batting average. Obviously, they've had their worst week of the year going 0-6, but I think that's a big risk for New Jersey, who very much this year is riding on the long ball.
0-1 to Myers, swung on, chopped to first base. Turner picks it up, throws to second, gets the lead runner. Nobody able to cover first base, so that's all they'll get. Noah Myers will reach on a fielder's choice as Khalil thrown out at second base.
I know, and baseball has changed so much in the last 10 years because it's so much more of a power sport, but I've had baseball coaches say this: solo home run is not going to win or lose you a game. Now, a grand slam certainly will, but unless you get runners on, home runs don't make as big a difference.
First pitch to Kona Quiggle, swung on, chopped foul. Well, here's a guy who knows about the long ball as of late. 4 home runs since the All-Star break. You mentioned modern game, so many more home runs due to better technology as far as the baseball and the bats, and also just increased athleticism and strength with the modern knowledge of strength training. 0-1, misses upstairs. Quiggle thinks it may have hit his shirt. Count will move to 1-1. James Purnell says it was just a common ball.
Strikeouts, though, have gone up, too. I mean, guys are certainly swinging more for the fences these days than they used to. When you kind of make it equivalent to basketball, where there's more three-pointers taken and more three-pointers made.
1-1, catches the outside corner, 1-2. 2 sports that have evolved a lot and in different ways. Good comparison there, Griffin. Working out of the stretch is Joseph La Fiora. Takes a look at Myers at first. 1-2. Chopped up in the air in foul territory. Giving chase is Atiles. He slides into where the Grays bullpen is seated, but can't make the play. That ball bounces into the stands. Count will remain 1-2.
Oh, we've seen a lot of those plays this year at Bosse Field, especially the way the foul ground is constructed with the fence cutting in there. So many balls that seem to find their way right into the bullpen. And I think the bullpen guys could always do a little bit better at getting out of the way. They're kind of half woken up from a daze when balls are coming their way. And Grays did not help out their teammate Atiles there.
Oftentimes in a very relaxed state over in the bullpen. Need to be on your toes at Bosse Field, though. 1-2 to Quiggle. Myers takes off. This ball hit a mile high into foul territory. This time it is Turner that gives chase. He's unable to make the play on another ball that he had just a tough time reading. as we see so often, balls come back in over a guy's head further than they thought they were gonna, and Conaquiggle stays alive. Well, he is making the corner infielders for the Grays run a ton during this at-bat.
Yeah, they're about to be on a 20-hour bus ride. They may as well get their steps in on their Fitbit now.
Heading to Canada after this, looking to work from behind here in a rubber match. Otters lead 5-0, one away. Runner on first base, still 1-2 to Conaquiggle. La Fiora shakes off a sign and comes set. 1-2 coming. Misses outside. Quiggle holds 2-2.
It's interesting, back on the home run, I was watching the home run derby this year, and Vlad Guerrero Jr. won the home run derby. His dad won it.
That's right.
Back in San Francisco in the 2000s, and they said he won the home run derby. He had 3 home runs in the final round.
2-2 swung on and missed. Quiggle goes down on strikes, 2 away. Gotta ask your opinion, Griffin. So the former format of the home run derby of there being 10 outs and not a full bracket, as opposed to the modern format of the time limit where you're trying to hit home runs at a very quick pace and the full bracket, which do you prefer?
The outs in some ways makes it almost more like penalty kicks in a way, which it feels a little easier to follow. I still thought, hearing that, obviously the format changed as Brodin takes a home run at the knees, but it kind of, the rule change goes with the change of everyone now is swinging for home runs, and it doesn't matter how many outs you mix. So I think the rule change follows kind of to my point of how the mentality of batters has changed in terms of hitting homers.
0-1 breaking ball. Catches the outside corner 0-2. I think in terms of just an entertainment standpoint, the home run derby, much more viewer-friendly in the out
Yeah, no, it is.
format because you can watch and pay attention to each baseball hit and you don't have to have the split screen like you do now. 0-2 to Broughton, swung on, crushed, hit a mile high. Should be playable for Garcia, camped under it in left, makes the catch, and that'll do it. Otters put a runner on via a walk to George Khalil, but La Fiora works out of it. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th here at Bosse Field. Pardon me, top of the 5th. Otters lead 5-0 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Your Southwest Graphics Evansville Otters. Give them a nice round of applause. Have you seen Evan the Otter around lately? Make sure you tell him hello when you do. Evan's excited to see all of our fans and encourages you to visit Heritage for all your banking needs. Heritage, a proud partner of Evansville Otters baseball.
Welcome back to Bosse Field. Otters lead 5-0 as we head to the top of the 5th. Frontier League Baseball on Flow Sports is brought to you by Old National Bank. Your success is everything. Holgrafer out for his 5th inning of work, went 5 1/3 in his last outing against Lake Erie here in this same homestand. He'll face Luis Atiles to start us off. Holgrafer kicks, fires, ball swung on, hit into shallow right field. Coming in as Baez slides, makes a play on the ball, but it bounced, the umpires say, and he traps it. Good attempt made there on a ball that just kind of falls into no man's land like we saw happen a couple of times for Evansville, and a leadoff base hit by Luis Atiles.
Baez got a late break on it, tried to make a sliding catch forward, but trapped the ball underneath him.
He'll bring up J.R. Disarcina as Atiles there gets his 5th hit of this homestand. First pitch to Disarcina. Misses inside 1-0. Well, no home field of their own for Empire State, but Luis Atiles has found a comfortable place to hit the baseball here in Evansville. This 1-0 comes to Disarcina, catches the outside corner, 1-1. One on, nobody out here to start off the 5th. Otters lead 5-0 as Holgrafer sets above the belt, comes home. Ball chopped foul behind home plate by Disarcina. Count moves to 1-2. Four strikeouts on the day by Holgrafer. Looking for a 5th here. Kicks, delivers. Swung on, fouled off once again by Disarcina. 91-mile-an-hour fastball just off the plate outside. Spoiled by the Grays shortstop. Four-step lead for Luis Atiles over on first base. Holgrafer gives him a couple looks. 1-2 once again, but J.R. Disarcina calls time as Holgrafer was coming home, granted by home plate umpire James Purnell.
I think that was a little too late to grant time, and Andy McCauley, I think it's actually Max Peterson, the Otters pitching coach, who was not too pleased with how long that's granted. Once Holgrafer starts his wind, you can't call time. That felt way too late.
1-2 once again coming. Swung on, chopped. Holgrafer working off the mound, picks it up, looks at second. He'll go to first instead. J.R. Disarcina grounds out for the first out of the inning, but that'll move Luis Atiles over to second as Grays looking to find their first run of the evening. Hey, Otters fans, if you have a group or friends or co-workers who wish to come visit historic Bosse Field and enjoy an Otters home game, contact the Otters front office to reserve a party deck on the Corona Extra Patio Deck. The Corona Extra Patio Deck is one of the best places to watch a game. With an all-you-can-eat menu and unlimited bottled water and soft drinks, call 812-435-868 for more information. First pitch to Jordan Scott, misses inside. 1-0.
If Jordan Scott hits a home run again right after we did this read, then I think he earns a free ticket to the Corona Extra Patio Deck on the next Otters home game.
We didn't even plan to do that, but that's right. Jordan Scott, the solo blast in the 7th yesterday over the Corona Extra Patio Deck. 1-0 to him, swung on and missed 1-1.
He heard our offer. He was swinging out of his shoes. I mean, unlimited bottled water and soft drinks, soaking in the sun and the best view in the ballpark. After he sees how far he did, that he hit his 417-foot homer yesterday. It's quite an offer.
1-1 from Holgrafer. Cutter misses just outside, 2-1.
You have your own bar back there, too. There's a little beer barn back out in right in center field.
That's right, not as much traffic there as you would have at the bars and concessions here.
You don't have to deal with the commoners.
2-1 to Scott. Swung on, crushed straight at Skinner. Makes a sliding play at second. Throws it to the second base bag. Stepped on by Khalil. What a bang-bang heads-up play by Ethan Skinner. He made the athletic grab on a line drive by Jordan Scott, sliding over to his left. Bounces up and throws to turn the double play and puts the Grays down in order. Well, Excellent defense behind Tim Holgrave for Otters lead 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the fifth here at Bosse Field. You're tuned in on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Now we need you to turn up the energy and the volume to make some noise for your Evansville Otters. Put all your energy and cheering them on for the second half of the game. Make that light bulb glow. Give it all you got for the center part of the game. Your Otters need your support to give them an energy boost for a win today.
Bottom of the fifth here at Bosse Field. Otters lead 5-0. Joseph LaFiora out for another inning of work. He sits at 70 pitches.
Right fielder, number 33, Jeff
Otters bats have been rolling here today though. 5 hits, but they've taken advantage of some other opportunities that were granted to them by Empire State, and definitely the response that Andy McCauley was looking for out of his side after last night's game.
Yeah, what a play, too, to end the inning by Ethan Skinder. I mean, we were talking about it at the break. Skinder is just a complete defensive player. I might say he's the best defensive player on the Otters. He's got quick feet. He's athletic, a great glove, and just what instincts to make that catch and then just quickly turn around and find Khalil in one motion to step on second and double up Achilles there. That was just a thing of beauty.
Baez takes a first pitch strike. Yeah, Skinder, really shifty guy. Low center of gravity over there in the 4-hole, and he's made a number of plays this year that have wowed us. 0-1, misses outside to Baez, 1-1.
Once you realize, the Otters realized after a couple of weeks the kind of defensive player they had with Skinder at second. You just loved your middle infield with how good Khalil is over at short.
1-1 hit a mile high into right field. Having trouble reading it is Scott, but he shifts over and makes the play, 1 away to start off the inning. Seen a lot of guys in this homestand by both the Crushers and the Grays with really late reads on fly balls. A few of them have dropped. A number of other ones have just led to really tough plays, as that'll bring up Dakota Phillips. Otters catcher takes outside for a strike, 0-1.
Talking about bouncing back, though, I mean, it's been a storyline all year for the Otters, especially after a loss like last night. That was especially disappointing. You blow a 4-run lead as Phillips takes outside 1-1. Otters are 18-6 when coming off a loss this season, and they've only had 3 series all year. This is their 18th series. This is their 19th series of the year.
One runs inside, just barely clips the thigh of Phillips. Doughty even felt it, really just grazed his pant leg, and he'll get a free pass.
So Phillips at first with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. And the Otters leading 5-0 right now in command to, again, avoid that dropping multiple games back-to-back in a series. Only happened 3 times in 18 series all year. Just remarkable. The series at Quebec, they dropped the first 2. The sweep at Lake Erie and dropping the first 2 against Schaumburg. Outside of that, the Otters, when they win the series opener, they have not lost a series all year long, as Reyes takes outside for a ball. 6-0 now in rubber matches after when the Otters have won that first game of a series.
Lots of mental toughness, too, to bounce back from those middle game losses. 1-0, misses downstairs. 2-0 to Reyes. Otters looking to close out this 6-game homestand with a pair of series wins and a 4-2 record on the week. Here leading Empire State 5-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Dakota Phillips on first, one away for Yomar Reyes. One crushed down the left field line over the head of Atiles at third base. Rounding second, heading to third is Dakota Phillips. Hard hit ball that Yomar Reyes turned on, and he'll get another Otters double.
Well, the power of Reyes, always impressive. Went up and got a ball up and away. Just pounded it over the head of the third baseman, Atiles. Another double for Yomar. That's his third double of the series, and he has now 18 doubles on the season, which is in the top 5 now in the Frontier League.
All-star with really fast hands and fast-moving hips. Turns on a baseball there. And there's 2 in scoring position for John Dyer. 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch swung on hard by Dyer and missed 0-1. 6th hit on the day for Evansville. 4 for the Grays. Otters lead 5-0. Infield playing in here with 1 out. 0-1 to Dyer. Swung on over the outer half of the plate, 0-2. Joseph LaFiora, guy who's been pretty good in his first 2 starts. This is the 3rd one he's making for Empire State. Could use a strikeout here. That one grounded to third base, picked up by Atiles. He'll look back. Dakota Phillips throw to first base. Awkward catch made by Turner. And there's 2 away.
They're calling another balk.
So the 3rd balk of the day. Guess that was before the pitch was thrown, wasn't it? Everything played out. But John Dyer will still be up to bat.
Yeah, I don't get it that LaFioria is just furious at this point with Ty Unthank walking around with his arms up in the air. There's got to be something in his motion that Ty Unthank just does not like. And LaFioria can't seem to break from it.
It's going to warrant a meeting from Jordan Saquette, his pitcher LaFiora on the mound. 3 balks on the day. Obviously, the first one came on a pickoff move, but the second 2 balks both had to do either with how he was looking back runners who were on the base or his delivery home. All 3 calls made by first base umpire Ty Unthank. There hasn't been a ton of pushback from the coaching staff by Empire State.
LaFioria certainly pushed back, but there's clearly something that's up with his motion or his windup starting or stopping that is throwing Ty Unthank off and calling balks. And now 2 runs coming home to score on a balk for the Otters today.
0-2 to Dyer. He fouls that one off. John Dyer thought he had grounded out to third base. Atiles did a very good job playing with the infield in of looking back Phillips on third and throwing Dyer out at second. It would have been a huge out for Joseph LaFiora to get to try to escape this inning unscathed. 0-2 misses outside to Dyer, 1-2.
It was such a late call too, to have basically the whole play run out and out, and then after for Unthank to call the balk. I guess you don't want to stop it in the middle of the play to kind of potentially injure someone, but it felt strange.
1-2 fouled off once again by Dyer. Count remains the same. Yeah, I think nobody on the field or in either dugout was aware of the call until after the entire play and put out had played out. Dyer putting together a pretty good at-bat here now, is taking advantage of an opportunity, fouling off a couple of pitches. Good eye. 1-2 coming to Dyer. Misses inside, 2-2. So 6-0 Otters. Yomar Reyes moved over to third on that balk. Here in the bottom of the 5th, 1 away. Joseph LaFiora in his 5th inning of work. 2-2 coming to Dyer. One hit up the middle. It's going to fall. No, a really good play made in center field. Diving play made by Quentin Holmes. Got up extremely slow afterwards. It looked like a sure base hit by John Dyer, but it will go down as the 3rd sac fly of the day by the Otters. Another good piece of situational hitting.
Ethan Skinder.
And how about that really good response by Dyer after he seemingly thought he grounded out to third.
Yeah, Holmes has had a great weekend in center field. He scaled the wall to rob Quiggle of either a home run or extra bases yesterday. That was also in the 5th inning, and then the diving play forward to take a hit away from Dyer. He's not been a great weekend defensively for Empire State, but Holmes, both great athleticism and also great reads and IQ to read some balls in center field.
First pitch misses inside to Skinder. Yeah, that robbed home run yesterday was maybe the most impressive defensive play we've seen this year at Bosse Field.
Certainly up there.
Second pitch in the dirt, 2-0. Holmes has been a bright spot with the glove for the Grays. Lots of defensive struggle today, including 3 balks on the mound by Joseph LaFiora, 2 of them scoring runs. 2-0 to Skinder. Swung on, hit down the line. It's fair down the third baseline. Diving effort by Atiles, couldn't get it. And guess what? Another extra base hit. Ethan Skinder with the 2-out double.
More doubles for the Otters, a full-on doubles machine in this second half. It's the 3rd double of the day for Evansville. They're 2nd in the league now with 123 doubles on the season.
7th hit on the day by the Otters in a homestand where the bats have absolutely come to life, averaging 6 runs a game coming into today's game since the All-Star break. We'll bring up George Khalil with 2 outs and Skinder on second.
Empire State's got a righty warming.
First pitch chopped to third. Atiles picks it up, makes the throw across the diamond, and that'll do it. Well, another crooked number inning by Evansville. 2 runs put up in the bottom of the 5th. Otters lead 7-0 as we head to the 6th inning on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Charity, a birthday girl over here on the first base side. And Rudy over on the third base side. We got to spin that dizzy bat 10 times, then a simple to sub, and then hand it off to our bell to win a prize. If you're ready, get set, and go!
Yep.
I think Ruby is turned into turbojet mode over there on the third base side. She still has the wherewithal to build that sub. Poor Christie is just now getting done with her dizzy bat spins. And there is Sister Ruthie with the win. Congratulations, Castles. And did you know the feeling with the sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring? The only way to get it is the Jersey Mike's because authentic ingredients that can sub up. Look, now located at 939 North Burkhart Road in Evansville.
Back at Bosse Field, Otters Baseball on Flow Sports is brought to you by Working Distributors Evansville. Tim Holbrafer back out for another inning of work. Otters lead 7-0 here on a Dog Days of Summer Sunday. And Griffin, I had a chance to try an otter dog.
Oh, yes, you did.
For my final piece of grub at Bosse Field here in the summer. I spilled a decent amount of it on my pants and shirt, but
Hey, you took some home with you.
a price you have to pay for a unique food item here at Bosse Field. Jalen Turner will start things off for Empire State. Holgrafer winds and delivers. Swung on and missed by Turner, 0-1.
Remind me, what was in the Otter dog?
So the Otter dog was your traditional hot dog, along with barbecue pulled pork with barbecue sauce and sour cream. And then it traditionally comes with pickles and onions, but I didn't get that as Turner takes inside 0-2. My exact quote to Griffin was that I didn't come to a ballpark to eat vegetables.
Sound like you're straight out of Parks and Rec. No vegetables allowed anywhere. Anything green on it is not acceptable.
Turner will take time and readjust his batting gloves. We'll worry about the vegetables when I get home tonight.
I love it. Throw a little lettuce in a chicken sandwich.
Wow.
Helps out a lot.
0-2 misses upstairs 1-2.
Just because you show up to the ballpark doesn't mean that suddenly your weight is gonna hold or diabetes is gonna just take a break from trying to attack humans.
1-2 to Turner. Swung on and missed. Strikeout by Holgrafer. That's his 5th of the day, 1 away. Well,
I think they should start selling salads at baseball games.
Yeah, Griffin's been lobbying for that a lot this year. I'm not big on vegetables and sports combining unless you're...
It's summer. Summer is for vegetables. Throw some tomato.
That is not
and
what
some
little
lettuce.
kids who are on break from school think.
I don't know. That's what I think when I go on summer break.
First pitch fouled off by Saquette. You go tell my my 2 nephews that summer break is for eating vegetables.
I had a great salad yesterday at downtown at Comfort by the Cross-Eyed Cricket here in Evansville. A
Excellent
pear
restaurant.
gargonzola salad. It was delicious.
Really good restaurant.
Perfect for the summer.
0-1 swung on and missed by Saquette, and Holgrafer quickly back to 0-2.
Vegetables don't fit as much in the winter. Then you want something more hearty. That's when it's time to bring out the soups and the heavy meat.
0-2 to Saquette. Great breaking ball, chopped to third base. Reyes picks it up, makes the throw, quickly 2 away. What would you say is your favorite type of soup, Griffin?
Favorite type of soup? I mean, I'm a sucker for just a classic tomato soup. It's hard to beat that in the winter with a little bread roll on the side and some butter. That's pretty classic.
I would have to go with broccoli cheddar. That's my favorite type of soup.
A chicken noodle. The voice is maybe feeling a little down. You're calling some basketball in the winter. Chicken noodle will always help you feel a little bit better.
Certainly a winter go-to as Quentin Holmes steps up, takes a first pitch for a strike. Holgrafer has done such an excellent job of getting ahead of hitters and looking to work his 5th consecutive 1-2-3 inning here. Kicks, fires, swung on, chopped foul. I think it's unreal that the Grays have 4 hits and he's about to, or potentially work his 5th 1-2-3 inning, but he's had some help. A pair of double plays as well as a runner thrown out stealing by Dakota Phillips. 0-2 to Holmes. Chopped foul defensive swing. Count remains the same. Some excellent defense behind Tim here tonight.
After those first 2 hits to lead off the first inning, you've only seen 2 base runners since. No walks, no hit batters, just the lone hit in the 3rd and the lone hit in the 5th. This has just been Holgrafer cruising in a great rhythm, and it's not spectacular on the mound. He's just confident and poised and just working batter through batter without more than a blip of an eye.
0-2 to Holmes. Swung on off the handle into shallow right. Skinder working back makes another nice grab out in right center field, and Tim Holgrafer puts the Grays down in order once again. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Otters lead 7-0 from Bosse Field on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Time for the dance cam brought to you by Drinks. We need everybody to get up and dance because Drinks is your go-to for 24 beers on tap, big burgers, and the freshest sushi in all of Evansville. Visit Drinks at 1222 Hirschland Road or DrinksComplain.com. Now let's dance. As we're dancing for Drinks, let beautiful Bosse Field be the venue for your next celebration with one of our brands of difference. And you and your guest will receive an exclusive Otters Special Edition hat. If you'd like to be a part of an upcoming Evansville Otters home game, that's Central Day, Thursday 1-2-4-3-5-8-6-8-6. I saw the Beckers here earlier, so saying hello to the Beckers here at Bosse Field. Griffin, Allison, and David, great to have them with us on the dog days of summer. Also saying hello to the Wiersmas as well. Me and Linda are here with their dog. They brought a dog. Every Sunday home game, you can bring your dog just like the Wiersmas. Enjoy $2 hot dogs too.
18, their pitcher, Nathan Holtz. We've seen Holtz. Back in
Empire State called the bullpen 18 Nathan Holtz into pitch. The battery Holtz is on the mound. Socket behind the plate. That battery powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, 2319 North Denver Road.
Welcome back to Bosse Field. New arm on the mound for Empire State. It's the righty Nathan Holt. Saw Holt in Friday's game. He came in to relieve Andres Rodriguez, worked 2/3 of an inning, allowed 1 run on 3 hits. He'll face Noah Myers to start off the bottom of the 6th. First pitch taken for a strike. 0-1. Holt, 10 1/3 innings of work on the year, 6.97 ERA out of the bullpen. Long windup, that ball smashed into the air, left center field. Camped under it is Garcia, makes the grab, 1 away. Hey, Evansville Otters fans, 2023 brings new opportunities to catch all the latest Frontier League action. Be sure to check out the Frontier League and your Evansville Otters on Flow Sports, the official streaming partner of the Frontier League. Never miss a game and follow along all the way to the championship. Just visit EvansvilleOtters.com for links to watch and subscribe today. First pitch to Kona Quiggle, fouled off over the Bosse Field roof, 0-1.
Kona's parents have been in town all weekend. So both his dad and his mom today.
0-1 taken outside, 1-1.
In Wisconsin or West Michigan Whitecaps jerseys, which Quiggle was on for a time when he was in the Detroit Tigers affiliation.
1-1 taken upstairs, 2-1.
With Quiggle ridden across the back. Otters don't sell. They don't at the moment have the team, the player name on the back, as the Otters don't wear jerseys with that.
2-1 fouled off, 2-2.
Rarely see that in indie ball. That might be a cool addition to the team store, though.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot with NIL work in college sports, where you can buy fan edition jerseys with players' names on the back. Indiana University does not have their names on the back of their basketball uniforms, but fans can buy jerseys with guys' last names on the back, and you wonder if the Otters could do the same. 2-2 to Quiggle, swung on and missed. Nice breaking ball by Holt, 1 away. 2 away, excuse me.
So have you, Lucas, have you ever had a jersey made NIL with your name on the back?
No,
You get the national champion patch on the Syracuse soccer jersey?
They had opportunities to do so. I didn't feel like I wanted to come off as I think I was a big deal, so I never pursued that. First pitch
You
by
are a
Broughton.
big deal, though. That's okay. It's okay to admit that.
Taken for a strike, 0-1.
You didn't bring your national championship ring out, though, to throw the first pitch out.
May have gotten in the way of my fastball I pumped on the mound.
Fair enough.
0-1 misses outside, 1-1. I had no stretching or preparation of any type, and pitch missed just low, according to Yacker Tech. It hurt the arm quite a bit.
We said it was a Brad Wilson strike 3.
1-1. Breaking ball catches the outer half of the plate. 1-2. Brad Wilson.
It was right on the edge of the zone. Some umpires have bigger strike zone than others. Brad Wilson's strike zone is a little bit larger than others.
We love Brad Wilson. He's a veteran here at Bosse Field. Excellent umpire. 1-2 to Broughton. Chopped down the third baseline foul. Count remains the same.
Had 11 inches of horizontal break as well, so there was some good movement. You came around the side a little bit.
It was about a 3/4 arm slide. I'm not sure I intended any break, just a 4-seam grip. worked just in front of the mound. I didn't feel like I should step on the mound and disrespect it at all. 1-2 swung on and missed. And the Otters go down in order. Great inning of work from Nathan Holt. We move to the top of the 7th here at Bosse Field. Otters lead 7-0 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Fans, who wants a t-shirt? Alexa's only going to give t-shirts to the loudest, proudest of those fans on their feet making noise. Let me hear ya. We can get louder. We can get way louder. I can't hear you, Otter fans. Make some noise.
Back at Bosse Field, where the Otters lead 7-0, and Tim Holgrafer out for a 7th inning of work. Excellent evening of pitching it's been by the Otters ace, looking for his 4th time this season, going 7 innings or deeper into a start. The last time was an 8-inning shutout win he threw against Sussex County.
He's been cool and composed, gave up those first 2 base hits. You worried that it could be a rough day for Holdgrafer, and ever since then he's been exceptionally dominant. Everything's been working for him, the command and the cutter especially.
First pitch, cutter catches the outside corner. Gray's second baseman Jalen Smith down 0-1.
It's allowed just 2 base runners since the first inning.
0-1 to Smith. Breaking ball, swung on, hit into shallow center fielder. Working over is Ethan Skinder, makes the catch, and there's one away. Then Skinder has showed a lot of range in the 4-hole here for the Otters.
He's had a really nice day, and it's a tough time to play second base from 5 o'clock to around 7:30. He's basically staring into the sun whole time that Skinder is out playing second base today.
Sun still covering most of Bosse Field. Eric Jenkins steps up. Fouls one down the line left field. That ball would have been a home run, but it tails just to the left of the left field foul pole. Jenkins is pinch hitting for Manny Garcia.
That was a sneaky, almost home run for Jenkins, who did not play yesterday, did play yesterday. Went 0 for 4 yesterday for the Grays. It's kind of out of nowhere, nearly hit the foul pole.
0-1 to Jenkins, misses outside. Well, he stepped in, caught a first pitch over the outer half of the plate, took it the other way, and almost just walked right into an opposite field home run. There was no reaction by anyone, but it tailed just foul. 1-1 to Jenkins. Swung on, chopped off of our umpire, James Purnell. He is shaken up, gets some help by Dakota Phillips. Andy McCauley will step out and check on him. And we'll have a brief timeout here as comes the Otters training staff as well.
And Mitchell to the backstop bar. Thank you.
I hope Purnell's okay. It hit the bat and then I think ricocheted right off his legs. Just one that's going to sting.
Walking it off now, and training staff here at Bosse Field makes their way back into the dugout. So Jenkins steps back in 1-2. A guy batting .231 on the season, appeared as high as AA ball in the Rangers affiliated organization. 1-2 to Jenkins, misses inside 2-2.
It's interesting, Lucas. I was geography nerd, was looking at all the Otters are located so many different places across the country. There's Otters from 11 different states that are on the 24-man active roster.
2-2 to Jenkins. Swung on, chopped to second base. Skinder backing up, fields it cleanly, makes the throw to Dyer, 2 away.
Holgrafer is really in a groove right now. He's retired the last 7 straight batters. Tim, though, is the furthest player away from where he currently resides in San Diego. Longest trip from San Diego here to Bosse Field than any of the other Americans on the roster. 1,900 miles away from his hometown in San Diego, California.
Quite the journey, and he's looking to work a 6th inning in a row as Sears takes the first pitch for a strike. 6th inning in a row it would be, where he only faces 3 batters. Allows 4 hits on the evening, still no runs for Empire State. 0-1, misses upstairs, 1-1. Otters lead 7-0 here, 2 outs, nobody on. Holgrafer, sun in his eyes, working just beyond the mound now. 1-1 to Sears. Breaking ball. Catches the inside corner 1 and 2. Earlier start than our traditional 6:30 first pitches here at Bosse Field. A 5:05 Sunday evening start. And Tim Holgrafer has been absolutely dealing on the mound. 1-2 to Sears. Swung on and missed. Grays go down 1-2-3 once again. Tim Holgrafer has been absolutely electric. 6 strikeouts on the evening, and we'll move to the bottom of the 7th. Otters lead 7-0 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
This is Lucas Daunhauer's last game this season as our color analyst, so he's going to join me to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and when we're done, you can salute Lucas for the awesome job he did this summer. You ready? Lucas Daunhauer, everybody.
Welcome back to Bosse Field for the bottom of the 7th inning. We just missed it, unfortunately, on Flow Sports, but if you're listening on the Otters Digital Network, you caught Lucas getting to sing the 7th inning stretch with PA announcer Zan Clotfelter. Lucas, that was a solid job. I'll give you an A-.
Thank you. I was in choir my entire sophomore year of high school.
Wow, okay.
We had to complete a fine arts credit, and I opted for choir over any kind of drawing or painting art class. So that was my prior singing experience.
It's not easy singing in front of 1,200. I certainly wouldn't do it, so hats off to you. I don't know if the national anthem is in your future yet, but we'll see. You never know in your soccer career. You might be at home and they left the anthem singer and they need a player to do it. It's happened before.
First pitch swung on and missed by Baez, 0-1. Another new arm on the mound for the Grays. It's right-hander Tyler Bryant. 0-1 to Baez. Check swing. Did he go? Ty Umthink says yes. Count moves to 0-2. Bryant, 4.85 ERA in 13 innings of work this season for the Grays. 0-2. Misses upstairs to Baez, 1-2. Otters lead 7-0 here. As the 1-2 misses downstairs, 2-2. Jeffrey Baez. Pair of RBIs via a sac fly and a single in the 3rd. Flew out in the 5th. 2-2 fouled off by Baez. Count remains the same. Jeffrey Baez has been very productive at the plate as of late. His batting average has climbed above 300, and he was hitting 302 coming into this game. 2-2 fouled off once again. Count will stay there.
Now 5 hits, 3 runs on the series. We've talked a few times about how good he's been since returning after not joining the Otters on their last 6-game road trip. Has just looked really fresh.
This one fouled off once again. Baez battling against our new pitcher, Tyler Bryant. Third-year Otter, guy that spent a lot of time in affiliate ball, primarily in the Cubs organization, and Jeffrey Baez is a fan favorite here in Evansville.
Already has 14 home runs after just 8 last year.
Swung on and missed. Baez goes down on strikes.
The catcher number 7, Dakota Phillips.
We'll bring up Dakota Phillips. He's behind the dish today for the Otters. Will appear playing first and DHing at times as well. Another veteran Otter. First pitch smacked into shallow left field, working into foul territory as Garcia. He cannot track it. Ball falls just beyond his head in the Grays bullpen. And the Empire State Grays have had a hard time all series, as did the Lake Erie Crushers, of reading baseballs here at Bosse Field.
Never an easy task, especially right now with the sun and no cloud cover bouncing off the roof. If you've talked about it at length over the course of the season, Lucas. I'm curious, though, Lucas. It's your last game here at Bosse Field. You've done 30. This is your 34th home game of the season on the air.
0-1 to Phillips, chopped foul, 0-2.
What has been your favorite memory from this season at Bosse here in your last game?
That's a good question. You have to give me like a half inning to think
Okay.
about that. That's a really good question, though. 0-2 to Dakota Phillips. Swung on, hit deep into right field. This ball is carrying quite a bit, and it is gone. Dakota Phillips goes down 0-2 in the count, but forget about that baseball. It was crushed. A home run here by Dakota Phillips. Otters lead 8-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dakota Phillips.
His 6th home run of the season. It was a fastball at his knees, and Dakota Phillips goes down and gets it.
Number 28,
Big time power from Dak, 410 feet off the bat over the Corona Extra patio deck, and the Otters' power surge continues. 6 games in a row with a homer. That's a new season best.
First pitch taken for a strike by Reyes, 0-1.
Otters have hit a home run in every game of this homestand.
0-1 fouled off by Reyes, 0-2.
57 home runs now on the year for the Otters. And talked a lot about this power since the All-Star break. 17 total home runs now in the first 9 games since the All-Star break.
0-2 to Yomar Reyes. Misses outside, 1-2.
Even more impressive to me in that is Phillips becomes the 8th different player with a home run since the All-Star break. 8 different Otters with home runs over the last 9 games. That is impressive power top to bottom.
1-2 to Reyes. Fouled off once again. It was with 2 strikes, a really impressive piece of hitting, and you're right, the power has been up and down the entirety of the lineup. 11th home run in this 6-game homestand. 1-2 to Reyes. This one hit lined into right field. Nice base hit on a ball that was way outside. Reyes gets his hands extended, and he's fired up. The Otters are continuing to hit the baseball hard.
Other 3-hit day for Yomar. He had 2 hits yesterday, 3 hits today. Grays have struggled to get him out all series. What the last 24 hours for Reyes.
He's been such a consistent bat this season for the Otters, batting .330 coming into this game, and guy that simplified his swing coming into this season. He appeared previously in the Orioles organization, was more of a power hitter there. First pitch taken upstairs, 1-0 to Dyer, but has filled a role of just consistently hitting the baseball and getting on base for Andy McCauley here in 2023. 1-0, misses outside 2-0. Otters lead 8-0. That was the 9th Otter hit of the day here in the bottom of the 7th.
Runs in 4 different innings, put together the big 4-run inning. Pretty complete offensive performance this evening by the Otters, and have limited their strikeouts after striking out the most in any game all season yesterday.
Bryant kicks and fires, blows a fastball by Dyer, 2-1.
Still 7 times striking out. It's not a great number, but considering that the Otters struck out 16 times yesterday, a season high, an improvement.
Bryant comes set. Kicks, delivers, misses low, 3-1. Otters also with 3 sac flies on the day, so some productive outs despite the number of strikeouts being up there again.
Bryant might need to get a smaller hat. It's flown off 3 times now.
3-1 to John Dyer. Pitch coming, swung on and missed. Good cut by Dyer. Another nice fastball by Bryant. Count goes full.
We found out that if you want to buy an Empire State Grays hat, you can. They have while they don't have a home stadium, they do have a team website, and they do have hats for purchase online since they have no physical team store.
Payoff pitch swung on and missed by Dyer. He goes down on strikes, 2 away. That's right. I really like the Empire State color scheme and logo. I think
It's sharp.
very aesthetically pleasing, and I really liked their pinstripe uniforms they wore in the first 2 games of the series, appearing today in the black tops and black hats, gray pants, black socks for the fellas who are letting them show. We'll bring up Ethan Skinder. Check swing, hit to third. Atiles picks it up. Good play, good throw over to first, and that'll do it. Well, Otters extend their lead to 8-0. A monster shot off the bat of Dakota Phillips, and the power surge continues here at Bosse Field. We move to the top of the 8th. Otters lead on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Here we go with sumo time, and we have our tri-balance group out here in the corner patio deck, and we happen to have gotten Drew and Shelby to participate in the contest. Shelby in red and Drew in blue. And this is, by the way, one of Shelby's most wanted to do list. All right, you ready? Here we go. Next out of 3.
1, 2, 3, Simba!
I heard Shelby's got some moves she's been working on for the last half hour. What was that? Was that a move? Alright. I think playtime is over. I think they both are winners in our book. Give both a nice round of applause. That was fun to watch. Drew and Shelby with sumo.
Welcome back to Bosse Field. Tim Holgrafer out for an 8th inning of work. He's been absolutely dominant today. No runs allowed on just 4 Grays hits. Otters lead 8-0. Tim has gone 8 deep in a game 1 time this year. That was on 2 times this year, in both Sussex County on June 21st, also at Joliet on June 3rd.
Yeah, those were both 8 shutout performances.
Sits at just 71 pitches right now, Griffin. Otters Baseball on Flow Sports is brought to you by Bud Light, by the way. 71 pitches going into the 8th inning. It's been so efficient by Tim Holgrafer. First pitch to Luis Atiles. Catches the inside corner, 0-1.
Yeah, a chance to complete 8 shutout for the 3rd time this season. Zach Smith's done it once. No one else has done it for the Otters. So impressive.
0-1. Nice breaking ball through the front door and catches the inner corner, 0-2.
And right now, Holdgrafer at just 73 pitches. He's on complete game watch.
He is. Grays have gone down 1, 2, 3 in 6 consecutive innings. That one misses outside 1-2. Mentioned There were some hits in there, but a pair of double plays and a runner thrown out by Dakota Phillips has really limited the work that Tim has had to do on the mound. Really a complete team effort from the Otters today. 1-2 to Luis Atiles. Breaking ball falls off the plate. Atiles holds 2-2.
I mean, right now, Holdgrafer's 1 over the minimum. Faced 4 batters in the first, and as he said, every other inning he's only had to face 3 batters. As Atiles calls time, he had the inning-ending double play in the 3rd inning, and then the inning-ending double play in the 5th inning, and Holmes was thrown out trying to steal in the 1st.
Lots of really good defense behind Holdgrafer today. 2-2 to Atiles. Hit into left field, giving chases. Noah Myers working over his left shoulder and making the grab. There's one away. Want to make sure your lawn and landscape looks like a field of dreams? Make sure you use Timbarge professional brand products. Pick them up at any of their 3 locations, beautifying the communities we live in and the grass we walk and play on, all since 1940. That's Timbarge. That'll bring up J.R. Disarcina, 1 away here in the top of the 8th. Otters lead 8-0. Time called by our home plate umpire, James Purnell. He'll let Disarcina get set. Holdgrafer was looking to work quickly.
All right, Lucas, you've had time to think about it. What is your 50, what was it, 57, 50, no, not 50, there's
It's
been 57,
37,
30, 35th, 34th game of the season here at Bosse Field. 34 games. What is your favorite memory this year here at Bosse?
First pitch to Disarcina, taken upstairs for a strike, 0-1. Well, we have lots of great memories between Griffin, I, and everyone else here in the press box. And we've seen a lot of great baseball, so it's tough to choose from. Holdgrafer will bring in 0-1 to Disarcina. Swung on, chopped foul, 0-2. I'd say my favorite memory is Griffin had to leave for a quick inning against Windy City. And when I stepped onto the call, I've never done play-by-play before, as this summer is my first ever announcing experience. In the bottom half of that inning, Noah Myers hit a home run, 0-2, misses outside 1-2, and obviously number of times in my head and just sitting at home, I'll make up my own home run calls. Griffin will hear me all the time reciting old home run calls from Reds and Cardinals games here in the press box before games. He laughs at me. That was my first one I ever called on air. This one chopped back up the middle, past the glove of Holdgrafer. Bare hand effort by Skinder. Can't make the play. It'll likely go down as an infield hit for Disarcina.
Right fielder, 3.
So the Grays put a runner on here in the 8th.
Both. Holdgrafer had a shot at, he's got a smile on his face, but it hit the side of the mound and made a really tough play. And then Skinder had a chance to barehand but couldn't. And there is the first base runner for the Grays since the 5th inning.
Yeah, it just came off the mound at a really weird angle. Made it a tough play for Tim. And Ethan's been so good at second today. He's frustrated he couldn't make that play, though it would have been unbelievable. Bring up Jordan Scott. He takes a first pitch ball, 1-0. But yeah, that's what I go with as my favorite memory this year. Calling a home run in the inning that I subbed on for play-by-play at the beginning of the year.
So your favorite memory was the 1 inning I was not in the broadcast booth with you.
1-0 to Scott. That one misses. No, it catches the outside corner for a strike. So if you remember, Griffin, you were not in the booth that first half inning, but you came back.
Sit back? Was I sitting back down?
You came back
Okay.
up in the second half
Okay.
inning. You were here when that home run happened. 1-1 coming to Scott. This one smashed up the middle. That'll be another base hit, back-to-back base hits. Good piece of hitting on what sounds like a broken bat by Jordan Scott, and there's 2 on with 1 out here in the top of the 8th for Empire State.
Well, the Grays finally getting something going, and it's going to get the bullpen started for Empire State. Not 2 in particularly hard-hit balls, but gets out of the infield by Scott. Otters still the lead 8-0 here in the 7th.
Yeah, pitch count still at just 83 for Tim Holdgrafer, and certainly not to be written off even though a few Otters will get up and start throwing. But the Grays able to kind of throw off that rhythm that Holgrafer had gotten, and he was really rolling.
Anyways, with Jalen Turner coming up, back to your story, I believe that was on May 30th, which was right when the Otters and myself got back from the first 6-game road trip of the season to Quebec, and we had a 22-hour bus ride back from Quebec back here to Evansville. Got in around 4 p.m. on Monday. And I know we didn't talk about it. I just had disappeared from the booth for an inning, and I just came back on and didn't mention where I'd been.
I'll bring up Jalen Turner. He takes a first pitch strike 0-1.
But honestly, my stomach was not too happy after all the busing and a long bus ride and a lot of food in Quebec. And I did have Skyline Chili on the way back on Monday. And actually, Tim Holgrafer, who's pitching right now, made fun of me when he saw that I was going to get Skyline at our very last stop before we got back to Evansville outside of Cincinnati.
A pitch misses outside 1-1. Well, I enjoy Skyline Chili thoroughly. I made a trip to Cincinnati for 2 Reds games last weekend. Both
You
days
gotta get
I had
Skyline,
Chili.
yeah.
I
No,
had it both days.
I love it. I'm not sure it was responsible for my stomach having a bad day, but I know Tim and others wanted to point at it. So for the sake of Tim, who's on the mound, we'll say Skyline Chili in Cincinnati helped you out get your first ever home run call.
There we go. 1-2 to Turner. That pitch catches the inside corner. Well, that was right before I headed to Washington, D.C. to meet up with all my former Syracuse teammates. 1-2 coming to Turner. Swung on and missed. 7th strikeout of the day for Holgrafer, and there's 2 away. Chance to work his way out of this little jam. And they all knew that I was going to do color this year. I told them all I was very excited, and get there, seen them all in person for the first time in some time, and they all go, how's it been going? And I go, well, I did 1 inning of play-by-play. Do you want to see this home run call that I had?
There you go.
Jordan Saquette steps up here with 2 outs. Takes the first pitch for a ball. They all know I geek out on sports and announcing, and they knew how excited I would be to show them that. So it was something really cool I got to share with all of them.
Did you tell them that you were broadcasting with someone that broadcasted for you the national championship game?
I did tell a couple of them that. They thought that was funny coincidence. 1-0 swung on, chopped up the middle. Nice play by Khalil. Backhand shovel over to Skinder, and they'll get the runner over at second. Excellent play made by Khalil. Tim Holgrafer gets out of the inning still with just 88 pitches thrown. We move to the bottom of the 8th where the Otters lead 8-0 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Historic Bosse Field legends getting ready to strut their stuff around the field and hopefully win some prizes for some of our fans out in the stands. Thanks to our Otter Bells. If you guys are ready, get set and go!
Oh, Bosse's off to a good start.
This is close. That is putting.
Bosse got off to a good start. All right, from behind.
All right, in the right side of the middle of nowhere, came in and won that one. And let's see who the Otter Bells deliver some Asia Pizza coupons to here in just a couple of minutes.
New pitcher? Yeah. 30. We got schedules coming in. Cool. 32.
Empire State call the bullpen. 32 Noah Cole in to pitch the battery calls on the mound.
You're back in 5 seconds.
Second, behind the plate, that pitch battery is powered by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East. 2319 North River Road, 812-475-9000. Tell them.
Welcome back to Bosse Field, where the Otters lead the Empire State Grays 8-0. We'll take a look at both teams' upcoming schedules. Otters off day tomorrow, and then the month of Lake Erie and Evansville, they head back to Avon, Ohio for a 3-game series Tuesday through Thursday, and then head over to New York to face the Boulders that weekend. Grays, on the other hand, off day tomorrow. They head north of the border. They'll face Trois Rivières in the first 3 games of the week before a weekend series at Hinchliffe Stadium against a really strong New Jersey Jackals team. New arm on the mound for the Grays. It's righty Noah Cole, second time we've seen him this series. Cole, 3 appearances for the Grays so far, 2 innings pitched, no runs allowed so far. He's been excellent.
So Tim Holdgrafer completing 8 shutouts. Jake Polancic is warming in the Otters bullpen. So looks like Polancic will likely finish this game for the Otters. Khalil take a first pitch high. I think those 2 hits maybe don't come on for Holdgrafer. It's a quicker inning. They bring him back out for the 9th, but maybe just tiring a little bit. A third 8 shutout inning start of the season would be pretty remarkable for Tim.
Khalil takes a strike at the knees, 1-1. Chance to get Polancic an inning on the mound as well. Been a bit since we've seen him throw.
Hasn't pitched since Tuesday of this
That's
homestand.
right. First game of this homestand. In the excellent bullpen performance between him and Kevin Davis. Ball fouled off by Khalil. Count moves to 1-2. George Khalil 0 for 2 today with a walk in the 4th inning. He has no hits in this series, 1 on the homestand, so looking to carry some momentum with the bat into Avon, Ohio. 1-2 to George Khalil. In the dirt, 2-2. Eight to nothing here in the bottom of the 8th. Final game of a 6-game homestand. Otters looking to win 4 of the 6 games and both series here, with Gateway struggling atop of the West Division. 2-2 to Khalil. Misses outside and in the dirt once again. Count moves full. Big opportunity here for Evansville. Griffin and I have said it's a homestand where you likely wanted to win 5 of those 6 games, but really tough performance by the Grays last night. You got to tip your caps to them, but good response here by Evansville on a Sunday afternoon. Payoff to Khalil. Swung on, chopped off of his foot, foul. We'll redo it.
I mean, it's an interesting homestand to put in perspective. Obviously, the power's good. You've had the nights that the Otters have won. The pitching has been really impressive. They're 3 outs away from a second shutout on the weekend, both in the rubber match. But you also look back at the 2 middle games, the 2 losses on Wednesday and Saturday, and you had leads of 4 runs or larger in both of those games and dropped both of them.
Payoff once again. Outside, Khalil works a leadoff walk. Well, it's been 4 games in a row where Evansville has gotten outstanding performances from their starters on the mound. Started with Justin Watland, then Zach Smith, and Braden Scott in his debut yesterday this season. All terrific. Tim Holdgrafer worked 8 complete for the 3rd time this season here today. And the Otters starting rotation, looking back like the well-oiled machine they are. That first pitch to Myers misses upstairs, 1-0.
Yeah, it's hard not to say it's the best starting rotation in the league. 28 quality starts on the season now. 49 of 59 games the Otters starter has worked at least 5 innings. Numbers are just
Myers.
Sorry,
Swung
Lucas.
on and missed, 1-1.
Numbers are just stupid. Like those. You have over half your games quality starts. You have all but 10 games that your starter has worked at least 5. And it's been a massive gift to a bullpen that just has never really had a point this season where they've been really tired and overused.
Pitch taken for a strike. Count moves to 1-2. And we've talked, Griffin, there's a lot of teams in this league with a good starting rotation, a lot of teams with a good bullpen, but the Otters, you have to think, have the most complete pitching staff in the Frontier League. 1 runs up and in. It'll hit Noah Myers in the back. Another hit batsman. The 2nd of the day.
That's the 3rd.
The 3rd of the day. That's right. Otters are ball magnets. It's Noah Myers' 2nd time getting hit. Dakota Phillips was also hit in the 5th inning. And the team that gets hit more than anyone else in the Frontier League, with a trend that just does not stop, especially here at Bosse Field.
The Otters have been hit 11 times in this homestand. That's 11 times in 6 games, and now have been hit 84 times on the season. That's nearly 20 more than any other team in the league.
Now, Lake Erie was also hit 4 times in that series. We've seen a lot of hit batsmen this week at Bosse Field. That'll bring up Kona Quiggle with 2 on. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch swung on, chopped foul down the first base line. Count moves to 0-1.
Well, Lucas, let's take a check of the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by WJPS 107.1. We mentioned the Grizzlies walked off today by Sussex County. They lose 6-5 and get swept in both of their 2 East Coast road series, so they go 0-6 on their East Coast road trip.
0-1 misses upstairs to Quiggle, 1-1.
Schaumburg bounces back from a late-night extra inning loss last night to secure the series over Trois-Rivières. They win 7-0.
1-1 to Quiggle. Runs inside, almost hits him. 2-1.
Florence's struggles in July continue. They are swept at Ottawa, lose 4-1. They finished their East Coast road trip 2-4, but swept at the Titans, not what the Yalls were looking for.
2-1, fouled off by Quiggle, 2-2.
Joliet puts together a rare offensive outburst. They put 11 runs up on Lake Erie and take the series from the Crushers 11-3. Lake Erie has still not won a road series on the season. Washington took the series from Windy City. They win 7-4 in that rubber match from Ozinga Field.
2-2 swung on, hit a mile high by Kona Quiggle into left field. Eric Jenkins camped under it, but he falls last second to make the catch. Another late read by an opposing team's outfielder. He is limping now. He subbed in for Manny Garcia, who hurt himself diving for a ball earlier. He stayed in the game, but then Jenkins pinch hit for Garcia in the 7th, and the outfield struggles continue for the Grays.
Yeah, really, if you put 2 trends that we've seen all homestand, it's been the hit by pitches on both sides, and visiting teams just struggles in the outfield to find balls. I know it's been difficult, but I don't know why in this 6-game homestand for both Empire State and Lake Erie it's been such a problem.
First pitch misses low to Broughton. Well, I think, Griffin, I'm going to go out and take some fly balls after the game. I just want to know what – I'm very curious at what's been so hard about it. 1-0, chopped foul, 1-1.
I mean, there haven't been many home games, just 1 3-game series in July, so maybe it's where the sun has shifted over the last month that is causing more problems, especially in the eyes. They're bouncing off the roof. These are 2 of the worst fielding teams in the league as well.
1-1 misses outside. Ball gets away from Saquette. He'll gather it with no runners advancing. Windy City turned a couple of singles into extra base hits and made some really routine plays look tough in the first series here at Bosse Field in July as well. It's been a trend this whole month. You make a really good point about how the sun shifts from one month to another as the year carries on. 2-1 to Broughton, swung on very hard and missed 2-2.
Sun is with the summer solstice happening. The sun then starts moving further to the south again. So obviously shifting in terms of where it is at time of day, but also overall in the sky as well.
2-2 coming to Josh Broughton. 2 on, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Ball chopped down the third baseline, foul. Count remains the same.
So the sun was shifting more and more to the north until late June. Since that crossing into July, now it's moving back further again toward the south, as it eventually will all the way until the dead of winter.
Something Otters players have a chance to recognize the pattern of and make adjustments, whereas opposing teams do not. 2-2 breaking ball crushed into left field straight at Jenkins. And a fly out there by Broughton, 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th.
I got 2 more scores for you, Lucas, in the out-of-town scoreboard in the East. How about Quebec? The win streak keeps on going. They sweep the previously first-place New Jersey Jackals 6-2. I don't believe it was a walk-off this time after they walked them off the first 2 games. It was not. They used a 4-run 5th inning to take down the Jackals 6-2, and the Capitales have now won 13 games in a row.
First pitch swung on, fouled off by Bias. Well, they had a walk-off grand slam yesterday. The Capitales have been playing some electrifying baseball, and the defending champs showing no sign of slowing down as July continues on. 0-1 to Baez, misses low, 1-1.
The last score was a key series in the East between Tri-City and New York. The Valley Cats take home the series decider 5-2 over the Boulders. The Otters will see New York, the only team now in the Frontier League that they haven't faced, next weekend in Pomona.
1-1 to Baez. Misses outside 2-1. East Division, very entertaining, as Griffin has talked about throughout the broadcast. Lots of teams who are being very competitive, and it's going to make for a very interesting playoff race. 2-1 to Baez. Swung on and missed. 2-2. 2 on, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. Noah Cole in his 4th appearance of the season, looking to remain unblemished on the mound. 2-2, chopped, foul by Baez. We'll do it again. Pitching staff that is looking for some consistency, and they've had a few bright spots as of late. Joseph LaFiora, tough outing today, but a guy who looked good in his first 2 starts. Noah Cole's been excellent out of the bullpen. 2-2, misses inside, count runs full. 8-0 Otters. Both runners will run with the delivery here. 3-2, 2 outs. Kicks, runners go. This one misses way outside. Ball runs to the backstop. And that'll load the bases. 3rd free pass of the inning by Noah Cole. He walked George Galil to start off the inning, then hit Noah Myers. Kona Quiggle and Josh Broughton both flew out to left field. And then Jeffrey Baez gets a pass to first. That'll bring up Dakota Phillips with nowhere to put him.
Well, he had a solo home run last time in the 7th, and he could really put the exclamation point on the homestand right here.
First pitch to Phillips, misses outside, 1-0. It's been a homestand that has really seen the Otters bats come to life, averaging 6 runs a game since the All-Star break. They've had 11 home runs in this homestand. That ball hit high in the infield, ranging over is Disarcina, shortstop into left field. He makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Noah Cole loads the bases via free passes, but works out of it. We'll head to the top of the 9th, where the Otters lead 8-0 on the Otters Digital Network and Flow Sports.
Here we go. He's in 3. Now he's in 2, and now he's in 1. Keep your eye on 1 as we shuffle him up. All right, Raylan is at 1, 2, or 3. Oh, close. It's 2. Thanks everybody for playing the Holy Moly Shuffle. This brought to you by Indiana 811, a free service that can prevent costly damages to underground utilities. Know what's below? Call 811 or visit 811now.com. At least 2 full working days before every digging project, no matter how large or how small.
Call the bullpen, the Evansville Otters. This is Jake Polancic. The batter Polancic on the mound, Phillips behind the plate. Pitch battery powered by the Answer Auto Repair East, 2319 North River Road, 812-475-9000. Tell them. Zane from the Otters. Send you.
Back at Bosse Field, Jake Polancic, Otters closer, on the mound. Otters lead 8-0, but it's a chance to give Polancic an inning of work. Haven't seen him since the start of this homestand, where he threw 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, but no earned runs against Lake Erie. Polancic on the mound, Phillips still behind the plate. Pitching change and the battery brought to you by Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000.
And Polancic, his last 5 appearances, starting to save in all 5. He's almost certainly not going to have that chance here, but as you said, Lucas, only 2 appearances, or only 1 appearance since the All-Star break. Otters haven't played a lot of close games, so just a chance here to get the closer who's been lights out over the last month a little bit of work.
It'll be the leadoff hitter, Quentin Holmes, to start off the ninth. He takes a first pitch strike for the Grays. Down to their final 3 outs here of this homestand. Got a key win last night, their 12th of the season. Otters looking to win the series here. Polancic sets above the belt, 0-1. Runs up and in, 1-1. So Holmes, Smith, and Jenkins, who came in as a sub for Manny Garcia, due up in the inning. Last chance for Empire State. 1-1 to Holmes. Pitch at the knees, misses just low, 2-1.
What a start, though, by Tim Holdgrafer today. I mean, we'd been really looking, as I mentioned, for Tim to put together that complete game from start to finish. We've seen the command of late. We've seen the dominance in spurts. But being able to finish his start is so big.
2-1 swung on and missed by Holmes, 2-2.
And Holdgrafer did that. He had 2 times of trouble in the first inning, allowed the first 2 base runners to reach and worked around that, and then the 2 hits in the 8th and worked around that. But in the middle, too, 6 innings where he faced the minimum. Absolute dominance.
2-2 to Holmes. Check swing fouled off. We'll do it again, yeah. It's been by no means bad lately by Tim Holdgrafer.
No.
Just not as dominant as we were used to. And really put together a complete performance today. A guy who's so good in his experience with the Otters and throughout his baseball career. 2-2 coming to Holmes. Swung on and missed. Polancic blows a 95-mile-an-hour fastball by him, 1 away.
Polancic, a fastball 96 up in the zone to get at Holmes. Fastball's really been cooking of late for Polancic, up to 96. A little bit hotter than it was to start the season for the Otters closer.
Bring up Jalen Smith, second baseman for the Grays. He takes a first pitch, 93-mile-an-hour fastball, down and away for a strike, 0-1. Polancic, when he gets that burst of adrenaline, is able to find a couple more miles per hour, and he's been doing that a lot as of late. Smith smacks one foul, giving chase is Dyer. Tough play if he can make it, runs into the bullpen. There it is again, Griffin. You've got
Always
guys that
finds the bullpen.
don't really get out of his way. Leone De La Cruz simply turned. But would have been a really tough play either way. Dyer laughing it off. Makes his way back to first. And it's 0-2 to Jalen Smith. Seen 4 fastballs in a row by Polancic. See if he works in some off speed here. 0-2 to Smith. Breaking ball in the dirt, 1-2.
Holdgrafer, though, is going to earn his 7th win of the season, and that will tie him for the most in the Frontier League with Colin Sullivan of Gateways. Moved to 7-3 on the year. His ERA entering the day was the 8th in the league among qualifying pitchers, and that should go way up into the top 5 for the All-Star pitcher.
Polancic kicks and delivers. Fastball driven up the middle by Jalen Smith. Really good base hit. And that'll put a runner on here in the 9th. With 1 out. Otters still lead 8-0. Good piece of hitting. Smith extends those hands on another 96-mile-an-hour fastball by Polancic. Drives it up the middle.
Josh Braun, though, has a cannon in center field. Like, he didn't need to show it off there, but decided to pick it up and hurl it to second base. He's got quite an arm. A guy that has already played second base, third base, and now center field. Talked a lot about his athleticism in this homestand.
Jenkins swings and misses, 0-1.
Just joining the Otters, certainly an intriguing piece, and you can tell the Otters coaching staff loves him as he's batted second this whole series.
A guy whose athletic prowess has really impressed here at Bosse Field. 0-1 to Jenkins. Misses inside, 1-1. He's done a number of things very well. Hit a pair of home runs. Showed that he can take a ball the other way here as well today. He hustles down the line every time, a guy with a lot of speed, and has shown his ability to play a number of positions for Evansville. 1-1, chopped foul by Jenkins, 1-2. Broughton could be a very key piece to the puzzle as Evansville making a push here in July to not only retain a playoff spot, but try and win this West Division. Jake Polancic working out of the stretch. 1-2 to Jenkins, one runner on. Misses outside, 2-2.
Lucas, you've watched so many of these games, and you've watched the Otters going back, and as you head up to Loyola Chicago, you won't be able to provide your excellent insight on a day-to-day basis. So I'm curious, as we head into almost the last month of the season, 5 weeks left? 6 weeks left. 6 weeks left in the season.
2-2 hit in the air, high into left field. Myers working under it. He makes the grab. Grays down to their final out.
I think a prediction sometimes isn't great, but I like a floor and a ceiling. And obviously we've seen this team's potential. At times the offense inconsistent, a couple times the bullpen has crashed and burned. The Otters have struggled in close games, but they've also shown to be offensive electric and get really hot, especially as we saw in May. What do you see as the floor for this team, and what do you see as the ceiling, and what are the ingredients that would match to, say, a ceiling run?
That's a really good question. Josh Shears steps up with 2 away. Ball misses up and in. I think the floor for this Otters team would be making the playoffs once again in the 3 spot and having to play that wild card on the road, wild card game. I think if they're to retain 3rd place, as Polancic works 1-0 to Sears, ball swung on, fouled off, 1-1. In an instance like that, they continue to be a little streaky at the plate. They continue to alternate wins and losses, win a lot of home series, and still have consistently good pitching, but you put yourself in a tough situation in the playoffs as Polancic comes set 1-1. Pitch to Sears, fouled off once again, 1-2. I would say at their best, this Otters team certainly capable of winning the division. We've seen some really bright spots of consistent hitting in this homestand, and a pitching staff looking more like themselves with each game. I think the ingredients are there, and you see the Grizzlies showing that they have some vulnerability. A team that can win the division, just looking to win a series here though. 1-2, swung on and missed. They're going to say it was fouled off by Josh Sears, so we'll do the 1-2 again.
Just got a piece of it in it. Bounced out of Phillips' glove. Fans will have to wait another moment to see if the Otters can finish off this homestand with their 3rd straight home series victory.
Polancic comes set. Kicks, delivers. Josh Shears swung on and missed. Excellent breaking ball by Jake Polancic. And an all-around incredible performance by the Otters, capped off with a classic Jake Polancic 9th inning.
Now Josh Broughton's out in center field for the first time, and he didn't know how to celebrate a win out there. There was a little confusion with him and Baez and Myers, but they'll all take the high five line. In the end, a winning week for the Otters as they go 4-2 in this 6-game homestand against the 2 last-place teams, at least entering the week in both the West and the East. There's a lot of positives. We've talked about them. The home run, the long ball for the Otters. It was back again today, a home run in all 6 games for the Otters. You have some guys really hot at the plate right now. Baez, Reyes, Phillips. Myers had a 13-game hit streak end today, but still a 14-game on-base streak. But you also had a couple days where the Otters blew some leads that they'd like back. But in the end, you go in, have some now 3 6-game road trips left on the season. Those are going to be really tough. How do the Otters handle that? We'll see. But Evansville, at this point, with some great help by Sussex County and New York, they're just a game and a half back of Gateway coming into this next week and a half game against Schaumburg. If we offer that to the Otters at the start of the week, they certainly would have taken that. They're right in the thick of things, as you said, to try to win this Frontier League West Division with 6 weeks remaining in the regular season.
That's right, a homestand where the Otters take 4 out of the 6 games. It's definitely a homestand where you like to think you should have taken 5 of those 6 games, but I mean, it's a homestand that Andy McCauley really has to like what he sees. There's so many bright spots. The pitching staff looking as dominant as they have all year in the last few games, and then the bats really coming to life not only a few different times, but consistently, game after game. Josh Broughton, really bright spot as an acquisition for the Otters. He's showing you that he can play a number of positions, and you really like what you see. You take the 4 out of 6 games if you're Andy McCulley, and you carry some really good momentum on the road to play a Lake Erie team that you're very familiar with.
Yeah, the Otters certainly familiar with Lake Erie. That'll be conclude a 9-game stretch of playing the Crushers in just 18 games here in the month of July. So it'll be an intriguing series. But just to finish on today, the player of the game certainly has to go to Tim Olgrafer. Earns his 7th win of the season. 8 shutout, allowed just 6 hits, no runs, 7 strikeouts, and was just so calm and poised. He gave up the first 2 base hits, and you wonder, is Empire State going to bring their hot offense into today? And Holgrafer slammed the door shut. He went to his trademark cutter. He still has not walked a batter in now 4 straight outings and over 25 straight innings without walking a batter, which is just unbelievable. He's been terrific. And the Otters offense, they did enough. It felt more like a more complete performance tonight. You have the one big inning of 4 runs in the 3rd, and you score in 4 innings. Yomar Reyes led the way with 3 hits and 2 runs. He had a really big series for the Otters, and overall satisfying win. The Otters, again, bouncing back. You have a disappointing result on Saturday. You take care of business with ease today.
That's right. Tim working his 7th win of the season. He moves to 7-3 in 8 unbelievable innings. You mentioned the streak he has of not walking players. The command is just unbelievable. When he establishes all 3 of his pitches, he's untouchable. Joseph LaFiora will get the loss for the Grays today. He worked 5 innings, allowing 7 runs. He moves to 0-3 on the season. We'll look at our final totals on the scoreline. Otters win 8-0 on 8 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Grays, no runs on 7 hits and no errors. Well, it's been a really fun summer, to say the least, Griffin. I want to thank you so much for your guidance and help along the way. I stepped into a new role this summer, and it's been a really fun journey. We got to watch a lot of baseball. We had a wonderful time doing it. We have a lot of great people around us, and just thank you so much for everything.
Yeah, it's been an absolute blast. I found it pretty amusing when I found out the guy I was going to be doing color with this summer was on the soccer field at the national championship game between Syracuse and Indiana last December, and we were both there on that crazy night. But it has been even better than expected working with you all summer long. It's been a lot of fun showing up every day and knowing you get to call games with you. And some of my favorite moments really have been the moments during games where there isn't a lot going on and we get to talk about whatever. And that's been so much fun. And overall, too, I'm someone that had never been to Evansville before. You provided a lot of credibility, I think, to the broadcast booth with both your familiarity with the Otters in the region. And I think that was important to me to learn that, and it was important to the fans and listeners back home as well. So I know everyone in the press boxes enjoyed listening to you. Everyone in the stands and in the concourses and back home has as well. And it will definitely not be the same coming back to Bosse in August and not having you here, but I really hope we can work a broadcast or 2 out up in Chicago, and maybe you can join me for some high-leverage games down the stretch.
That's the goal, hoping I can make either Schaumburg and or a Windy City game. Well, it's been a lot of fun, Griffin, a guy who our paths crossed before, and we didn't even know it, and we had a lot of fun. Well, Otters win 8-0. Here they win 4 out of 6 on the homestand, and they take a series against the Empire State Grays. I've been Lucas Daunhauer alongside Griffin Epstein, my partner, Griffin. We worked with Michael Rust, our host and director here today. Excellent job from him. Signing off one final time from Bosse Field. It's been a great summer. Thank you, everyone, for everything, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your summer, and the Otters continue to put together a really impressive product on the field. So thank you for everything.